I didn't check. Okay, cool. I'm not on mute. Alrighty. Hi. So I have decided to. Oh no, you don't. Don't start doing that. Go back into Caller X Malice instead of choosing a new game. I realized I didn't make sure everything was working before I started, which is silly. But I was looking up the voice of our little angry man, and he is the voice of Hisoka in Hunter x Hunter, so that was fun. He's the voice of Choso in Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know if I remember that person. Let's see, anybody else? There was a couple. He was one voice in Fairy Tail that Jail. So the guy that Urza was in love with. That voice, which that's pretty cool. Hunter x Hunter, Hisoka, Baruto, Momoshi, Otsuki. But hey, Hisoka, nice. He's got a lot of voices he does. Oh goodness. Am I going backwards in time? Hang on, am I going backwards or forward? Some of this is confusing. JoJo, he's in JoJo. Aren't they all? Near. I'm doing two things at once right now, which is not ideal, I guess. I'm very confused. I swear some of this is going backwards and forward, like I'm getting older and newer stuff at the same time. All right, so we are going to jump down to this. This is the one I think. I think. Which one should I review? Oh, no. Is that right? Oh gosh, did I not go far enough? I don't think I did it right. I don't think I went far enough back or far enough future. I don't even know, man. Some crazy stuff. Okay, let's see. There are things I need to protect. Did I not go far enough? I don't know. What have I done? Here's important people. What have I done? I know there's like one choice I have to make where it's like, oh gosh, I'm on Kai's story. Okay, hang on. I didn't go far enough back. I went too far forward. My bad. All right. I want to trust. Is it hard? April, June incident. Station map. There are things I'm really not sure. I can't remember. I wish it were so simple. Firing range, reception, communities fair, field ops. Can I go anywhere I want? Can I go to the rooftop? No. Why do you let me act like I can? Can I go here? I took a deep breath in the front of the doors for forensics and knocked. Excuse me. Where am I? I opened the door and spoke to a man sitting just beyond it. Good afternoon. I'm Lee Hoshina from SRCPO. Local office is Kyoto Shigorara Inn.
お疲れ様です。ちょっと待っててください。
Just a moment.
おい、桜川。
Shigawara, a woman seated at the desk further inside, reacted to the call out. She was the woman I had seen in the photo that was definitely Shigawara.
なんだよ。今手が離せな。
What? My hands are full. Okay. Have I... Okay. Have I... Who am I? Who am I? I don't remember. I don't want to have to go through the whole thing again. I'm just trying to find if there's like one single choice, and I could have sworn it was here. All right. Yeah, load the save data. All right, not forensics. Reception, community affairs, field ops. OCD, audio room, forensics, investigation headquarters. I can't go to the roof. It won't let me. I don't remember, honestly. Community affairs. Can I go to reception? No. SCROP? No. Community affairs? No. Field ops? No. And my literally only option is to pick forensics. Hang on. Okay, I didn't go far enough back. All right, that's fair enough. Let's main menu. Let's go back to the main menu just in case. Maybe in chapters there's an maybe, I don't know. Oh, this is too far in the beginning. That's far in the beginning. He's beautiful. That's a beautiful man holding me in his arms. Okay, no. They asked me, I remember, I'm member berries, because I'm member things. They asked me what I wanted to do, and I'm so confused. We're gonna fast forward from here. I'm a little confused because firing range, reception. No. Maybe I'm not going far enough back. Go to forensics. I've made a big mistake and I don't know what I'm doing. There are things I need to protect. Shigawara, who I cannot date because you're not an option. Okay. Shigawara. Okay, well, that didn't help. Okay, stop skipping. All right, lol. Okay, we're gonna load. Do I have to go through the whole thing? Is this what my life is gonna be like from now on? Is this what happens when you don't have a easy skip button? Ah, goodness gracious. Okay, there are still things I don't know. What do I not know? Are these based on the chapters? Just kidding. Oh no, there's 7. What the? Wait a second. What? I need more understanding of this. Please explain. What is military questioning, insurrection, soldiers value swiftness, polygraph, microchip. These are important words. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay. Voice recorder. Interesting. Your type of woman. Okay. Unnecessary situation. Oh, can I only click on the people I've actually went on dates with? That's fair. Oh no, thank you. I don't actually want to do that. Okay. Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks. Proceed with these settings? Yeah, I guess. Is there? Okay. Yeah, there's only 5 guys. Okay. Okay. I was like, is there really only 3 left? I don't even remember. We're going to hit the fast forwarded, and then I'm going to recite what's happening on the screen, because that's what I do now. This is me meeting Yosh, I can't remember his name. And he's like, oh my God, we were able to save her. Here's a letter. Save this woman. And they're like, I don't know, this is suspicious. And it's like, well, we just found a chick here. This has never happened before. And he's like, whatever, we can't just leave her now. Like, oh, you're part of this. You got a collar on your neck. You're weird. Yanagi, what do we do? And Yanagi's all like, I guess we could take her with us. I mean, she's kind of cute. And then Shigawara, no, wait, not Shigawara. Sasaka was like, I don't want to bring her with us. This just seems like a trap. She's suspicious. There's only one choice here. If you hit report the incident, you die. You die. That's the dead end. So don't report the incident. And then we're like, I don't know what happened. I woke up. I was on the ground. It was so weird. So weird. December 6th. We're having flashbacks of guys holding us in their arms. Seki! Hi! I love you so much. Do you want to start a revolution with me? That's all I gotta say. Alright, Shiraishi is a cat boy, and he's suspicious. Yep, there's Shiraishi being suspicious. He's like, follow me. And I follow him, and his receptionist is losing her mind, because why wouldn't you? You had to deal with him all the time. And he's like, Chocomanyo. Wait a second. Hang, is this okay? Yes. No, it still says chapter 0. It says speak honestly. I thought you were a very strange man.
それ、面と向かって本人に言う？君って。
Wow, you saying that to my face. You must be some big shot, eh? What? I didn't mean it like that. I thought that your tie pin and hairstyle was very unusual for a supervisor.
あ、これ？俺、こう見えて猫好きなんだよね。犬に比べてさ、自由気ままで飾らないところがいいと思わない？
Oh, this? Well, I may not look like it, but I'm a big cat fan. They're so carefree, unlike dogs. Don't you love their directness? I think I know what you mean. How whenever I see stray cats, I always end up trying to play with them. Some of them just turn away from me and scamper out.
そうそう。俺なんて引っかかれたことあるよ。
Yeah, exactly. I've gotten scratched by a couple.
嫌いになれないんだよね。飼ってみたいと思うけど、忙しくて構ってあげられそうもないし。
Can't bring myself to hate them. I've tried raising them as pets, but I was too busy to take good care of
仕
them.
事辞めるしかないのかな。
Guess I'll just have to quit my job. He loves cats that much? It's a little surprising.
ああ、君も犬か猫で例えたら猫に似てるね。
I had to choose. If I had to choose, but I had to choose. I'd say you're more cat than
俺の
dog.
顔色を伺わずに言いたいことを言っちゃうとことかさ。
You just directly say what you feel without caring at how I react. Not actually. I was
そ
saying
の調子で好き放題言いたいこと言ってくれた方がいいな。
keep that up. You should feel free to say whatever springs to
な
your
んな
mind.
ら、 タメ口でもいいよ。名前も呼び捨てでいいし。
Don't hold back. You can be totally free with me. No need for formalities and titles. I don't think that's...
あ、そう？ま、呼んでくれて全然構わないから考えておいてよ。
Really? Well, I wouldn't mind it at all if you spoke to me that way. Think about it. Right. He was so assertive, I couldn't even speak. Anyway, I doubt we'll ever be on such familiar terms. Many thoughts raced in my head as I strolled along behind Shiraishi. Are we? Okay. I don't know. I feel confused. I feel ultimately confused because both those options were white. And when the option's white, it means I haven't selected it before. So maybe I didn't have a choice before. I don't really know. And you only are allowed to skip if you've already seen the conversation, so... all these people just living their lives. Listening, saying things, judging things, talking about the X-Day crimes and how you're the first person to live. Why, yes, you can look at the thing, but if you touch it, she could die. And they're like, oh, man. Jeez, I got so serious and quiet. Like, it sounds like there's no sound. Inomoto. Tekeru. Did they do that same thing for Yanagi yet? Have I been formally introduced to Yanagi? All former police officers. It had a cat on it. Is that the one they found at My Crime? Jeez, all this information. I'm losing it. That's right. Everything that could be so suspicious. What have we learned about the Exto days? Man, I miss skip all. It's my favorite button. If you hold down skip, does it skip faster? No. No, it doesn't. I think I've already looked this up once, but I'm gonna do it again just because I would love game settings, skip mode. Oh, wait, let's see. Game settings. Oh my gosh, I'm hitting the wrong button, aren't I? That's me. Skip all text. Did I do it? Did I figure this out? Have I been struggling for no reason? Please. Nonstop doesn't seem... Oh. Hang on. I think that just skips it regardless if I've read it before. Just kidding. Game setting. Read text. Skip text you have previously read. Okay, just kidding. Read, skip autoplay. No. Does that help me? Oh, there we go. Oh my god. Oh. Woo! So much better. Okay. Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's right. When his eyes practically glow. Do you see? Both his options are one's because I selected it. You don't care if I die. You're hopeless. Anyways, yeah. All right. Kai walking me home. My son, my brother. Falls asleep on me because he doesn't sleep enough. Because that's just his life. He's all work and no play. I wish I could date you, beautiful man with one mole under his eye. Text messages. Goodness, it's so much faster now. I feel sad. My depression is there. Why am I screaming at him? We just met. I want to trust you. I don't even care. I don't even know what the right option is here. Am I ruining my choices? Who knows? This is this has been like, I haven't even got to a story yet. You guys are killing me. Oh goodness. I could have sworn there was a choice I had to make where it's like, hey, which one do you want to research and not research? Which one do you want to be a part of? And I was like, oh, this one, right? Is it hard? I don't care. Hi, little boy who's definitely part of the EXO days. Okay. I don't understand. Am I learning anything? Have I done anything right? Oh, goodness. I really don't think I've done anything. What is this? Typically, oh. Okay, hang on. I think there's a leak in the police station all this time, and there's still no sign. The accidents will be solved any day soon. It was a complex case, but even still, there must be other reasons the investigation had stalled, like, say, there being a mole. I heard the brass have been muttering about it. It's even possible the spy was in this precinct. Heck, I'm even sort of a spy involuntarily. Keeping in mind that Shigawara could be that very mole, I chose my words carefully. Since being assigned to the special district, I have listened to the voices in the citizens. What the police want is a peaceful, normal life. What the people want is a peaceful and normal life. Adonis threatens that peace. I believe that this method has been using to this point will not solve the case fast enough. And that's why you want to cooperate with Yanagi's independent investigation. Though he's a former officer, I am aware that sharing classified information with him is illegal. However, in light of this situation, I'd like to bet on the group not bound by the force's rules. When I decided to cooperate with him, I did so knowing that I may be fired. I accept that. So you did this after actually putting some thought into it. Shigawara gave me a glance before letting her shoulders dip in a small sigh. I was ready to give you the 3rd degree for diving headfirst into an unknown situation half-cocked, but I guess you aren't really. I made a promise with Shigawara myself, you know. I'll look after you as best I can. Thank you so much. Getting her approval so easily was a relief. By the way of thanks, I know this is really great barbecue place. I'll treat you to dinner there sometime. Oh, really? Now we're talking my language. Give me your contact info. Sure thing. We trade contact information. I part ways with Shigawara for now. So good. But given I'm investigating the department too, I couldn't go into too many details with her. Forensics exams, evidence, but they could also fake or destroy it, right? Of course, that sort of thing wasn't limited to just forensics. If there is an Adonis sympathizer here in the precinct, then all information of the investigation would flow right to them. It'd be easy to stay out one step ahead. Of course, it's possible others have been collared and are being used like me, knowing that everyone suddenly looks suspicious. But the most suspicious of all is...
なんでも何も1通目の手紙、君を殺すっていう予告状は俺が仕事で
The letter saying that you're being collared was given to me. Shiraishi is both an officer and part of the official office group. He could easily take and planted both letters. And given that he's in the crime lab, he could tamper with evidence all he wanted. Then there's his reaction to my caller. It was like he found my situation funny. Investigating him first seemed the best idea, though I had absolutely no idea how I was supposed to interrogate someone like him. Maybe I'll hit up Mukai first. She was in the same department and seemed like a much easier target than the man himself. Okay, I have a plan. After I finish up my work, I'll go talk to Mukai. I'm so confused. Do I have any control over this? Oh, you look menacing. Like, what have I done? I don't know. The minute I go back to my desk, Mochida called me over.
お前どこにいたんだ？電話したんだぞ。
Where have you been? I've been calling you. Oh, I'm sorry. Did something happen?
新宿署内の共有アドレスに犯行予
So
告動
confused.
画が送られてきた。
A threatening video got emailed to Shinjuku station staff. Then,
X デー事件だと確定するまでは、署員にも箝口令が敷かれていたらしいんだが。
apparently the whole place is now under gag order until the connection to X Day can be found.
現場が特定されてな。銃殺された男性の遺体が見つかったそうだ。
Though I heard they did pin down the location, a man's body was found shot to death.
特防にも応援要請がかかったが、別の班に行ってもらった。
Special
通報の対応だ。
Special District was taped to help out. Ooh. Special District was tapped to help out, but they sent a different unit. The two of us are on phone duty to handle inquiries. Okay. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I grabbed it and looked at the screen to see who it was from. Stop by my office on your way home, Sasuka. Sasuka? The timing of this text led me to believe that it was in regards to the same case. All right, I'll head right there after work. I shot him a reply and took a deep breath. After that, I was overwhelmed by the relentless storm of phone calls regarding the case. Oh. Since it occurred in a residential district, there was apparently a horde of rubberneckers. So many people called asking what had happened that the next time I looked up, it was night.
星野、通報もだいぶ落ち着いてきたし、お前はもう上がっていいぞ。
Mochida, do you just live here? Like, do you ever get to leave? Hoshino, it looks like the calls are finally letting up. Why don't you call it a night? All right, thank you. Gathering my things. Oops, I hit the button too fast. Oh no, I hit the wrong button. Okay. Gathering my things together, I stepped out into the hallway towards forensics. I bet they have to be busy too with the new incident today. Because it was so busy, I worried that Mukai wouldn't have time to talk with me. I didn't want to talk with Shiraishi around, but I also didn't want to drag her off anywhere. In all honesty, I'd be happy to not bump into Shiraishi. Thinking back on how amused he seemed about my situation depressed me for a moment. If he sees me, he'll probably tease me again. Finally, feeling slightly adhesive, as a reminder, I have dyslexia and words like to change after I say them. It's just what I do. All right, feeling slightly apprehensive, I came to a stop in front of the door to the crime lab. I gave the door a quick rap, praying that it would be Mukai who came to answer it. Huh? I'd been prepared for the worst, but the seconds dragged on and no one came out. Isn't anyone in? Wondering if maybe they hadn't heard me, I raised my hand to knock again.
ダメダメ。向井さんは頭固すぎるよ。
Nope, nuh-uh, totally wrong. You're way too narrow-minded about this, Mukai.
そんなことありませんわ。私は今までの資料を元に割り出して。
I am not. I thoroughly examined the materials we have and have produced a perfect logical
でもこっ
theory.
ちの事例はこれに当てはめるとその理論は成り立たないよ。
Then what about this instance? Throw this into the mix and your theory doesn't pan out so well anymore, does it?
それは。
Well, that's Shiraishi and Mukai, right? It sounds like they're in the middle of something. I'd come this far. I wanted to at least probe the situation and see what I could dig up. Quickly opening the door crack, I peeked at the faces inside.
X デー事件のように大量殺人を引き起こす犯人にはいくつかの共通点がある。
See, there are a handful of commonalities between criminals prone to serial murders like the X Day
中で
incidents.
も挫折を体験し失意の底にいる人間が犯行に及ぶケースは多い。
A significant number of them experienced some variety of critical failure and plunged into despair, resort to a criminal act.
自身が抱える問題を他者にすり替え、自己正当化のために仮想敵を作り出す。
Projecting their problems onto others, they invent an outsider enemy for validation.
そして過剰なまでの武力をもって躊躇なく対象を殺害する。
Then, feeling that they are justified, they don't hesitate to use force to kill that
世間
enemy.
が騒ぐことに快感を覚え、最後は自殺する特徴も多く見られる。
The public's reaction brings them catarrhs, and you will see many commit suicide after.
捕まった場合は死刑になることを望む。生きながら得ようなんて考えはない。
If caught, most will request the death penalty. To them, living is far worse.
つまり、アドニスは何を犠牲にしても汚れた日本を再生するという目的を遂行しようとしている。
Thus, Adonis will likely attempt to reform this corrupt country no matter what they feel they must sacrifice to do it.
組織ぐるみの犯行といっても統率している人物が必ずいるはずだ。
If they are a group acting in concert, they must be someone acting as a leader.
少なくともその人物は自分が間違っているなんてみじんも思ってない。
This leader will have no hangups whatsoever about their
だから
actions.
躊躇せずに人を殺せるんだ。己こそが正義だと信じているから。
That's what allows them to kill so easily. They believe their acts are justice, not crime.
典型的ですわね。
The quintessential mass murderer, I see. He spoke firmly, brooking no interruptions. This man debating criminal psychology was totally different than the one who teased me.
カウントダウンと称して人目につく形で事件を公にしているのも自身の行いを正当化している表れだろうね。
That they announce countdowns and draw public attention to their crimes is a definite sign of their belief in the justice of their
海外なら
acts.
ともかくこれだけの規模の事件が起こるなんて前代未聞だよ。
For this country, at least, premeditated murder on this scale is nearly
日
unheard
本
of.
では銃や爆薬の入手が困難ですから。長年武器によるテロなんて無縁でしたもの。
That's true. Japan's laws make weapons tough to acquire. Terrorist attack are very uncommon.
そう。日本は規則を重んじ道徳的な人間の集まりだと言われてきたけど、今その常識が覆ろうとしてる。
Japanese people have a reputation for being law-abiding, decent people, but those percentages are currently being turned upside down.
何せ一般市民に対してさえ凶悪犯には銃で対抗すべきだと政府が推奨するくらいだからね。
After all, the government even mandated that the citizenry arm themselves to stand against violent crimes. Just standing here in a hallway going, oh my god. I had honestly suspected Shiraishi of being Adonis's mole, but if he was a spy for them, he wouldn't be analyzing their actions that coldly. Thinking about it, those two letters were odd. Why not just leave both of them at the office? There was no logical benefit for Shiraishi to plant one on himself, inviting suspicion. Maybe instead the real mole planted it on him to direct our suspicion at him. That seems like the more reasonable theory. Then it's possible the mole is someone with a grudge against Shiraishi?
で、君はいつまでそこでそうしてるつもりなの?
Anyways, how long do you plan on standing out there like that? Huh? Only now did I notice that he was staring directly at me. I'm sorry. I did knock, but no one answered.
あら、主任の声にかき消されてしまったようですわね。
Oh, you did? Then I'm sure you must have been drowned out by the director shouting.
いやー、俺より向井さんの声でしょ。さっきまで持論を展開してたし。
Oh, goodness. What? Me? Nah, you were the one shouting. You were just going on and on about your theory.
責任を人に押し付けないでください。
I'm trying to have a small window open, and I'm struggling because it doesn't want to be right. I have new emote stickers thingies for my lock screens. My son put them together for me because I asked. And they're cute as heck, and I really like them. So we'll see if I get to use one soon. All right. Ooh, I just minimized the screen. I just want a screen in case I need to open some things, but maybe I messed up. All right, don't you try to blame me for this. This is why you're such a great. They're starting to argue again. Maybe this is a good time to ask. It seemed a little easier to do that now, especially since listening to what Shiraishi had said made me suspect him a little less. Now the question was, do I do some serious digging or do I pretend I was just passing by?
君がここに進んでくるとは考えにくい。何か目的があるんでしょ
I doubt you just came here on a whim. What reason do you have to see us?
普通なら今日起きた X デー事件について探りに来た。
The easy answer is that you're looking for information on the X Day related incident today, but what?
さっき声をかけたとき君は向井さんを気にしてた。つまり用があるのは彼女に対して。
When I spoke up a second ago, your attention went to Mukai. So your business is likely with her, not
事
me.
件のことなら俺に聞いた方が早い。ってことは俺に聞けないことを彼女に聞きたいんでしょ。例えば
If you're here for information, talking with me is faster. That means you're trying to tell her something you can't tell me.
犯人と疑わしい俺のこととか。
Is he poking himself in the eye? Like how you suspect I'm a mole?
今肩がビクってなったよ。当たっちゃった。
Your shoulders twitched. Did I hit a bullseye? All my momentum gone. I stood there like an idiot. Shirai's smile only grew wider.
ってバカ正直でいいね。そこまで素直だといろんな人に騙されそうだ。
You know, you're really are stupidly honest, almost naive. You'd be such an easy mark to con.
あ、もう過去に騙されちゃった経験があったりする？
Wait, have you maybe been conned in the past before?
だったら傷口えぐっちゃったかな。
Did I just rub salt in an old wound? Yeah, I did see this coming, but still. Shiraishi probably sees me as nothing more than a particularly fun toy to play with. I was just kicking myself for being dumb when Mukai interrupted us.
主任、女性の扱いがなっていません。デリカシーのないことばかりおっしゃるから、星野さんも気分を害しています。
This voice sounds familiar. Is she also from Hunter x Hunter? She sounds a little bit like the girl that can see people on her. I can't think. She can see the future. Not the future. Well, I guess she can. She's like on an oracle sense. Director, that is not how you treat a woman. Now look at what you've done. Your complete lack of tact has offended poor Miss Hoshino.
あれ、そうなの？
What? Really?
星野さん、ご覧のように主任は致命的なまでに空気が読めないのです。
Miss Hoshino, as you can see, the director suffers from an astonishing lack of social
思わず
skills.
ドンキで殴りたくなるような衝動に駆られても不思議ではありませんわ。
No one would blame you if you felt the urge to bash him over the head with a blunt object. Bash him over the head? For a second, I thought she was making a joke, but there wasn't a trace of humor in her eyes.
向井さんほど俺に殺意を向けてくる人っていないと思うけどな。
Man, I don't think there's anyone in the world who wants to kill me as bad as you do, Mukai.
お褒めの言葉ありがとうございます。
Thank you, sir. Wait, was that a compliment? He was technically her superior. Could she really get away with saying that stuff? I looked between the two of them confused.
あ、俺たちはいつもこんなだから。
Don't worry, we're usually like this.
主任と一括りにされたくありませんわ。
Don't lump me in with you. It's
うわ
disgusting.
あ、ひどいな。向井さんをスカウトしたのは俺なのに。
Now that's cruel, Mukai. I was the one who scouted you in the first place,
そ
you
れは
know?
それ、これはこれです。
That's an entirely different matter. What do you mean you scouted her?
ああ、新宿署に出向するときね、同行者に向井さんを推薦したんだ。
When I dropped by Shinjuku Station once, a colleague recommended her
彼
to
女
me.
こう見えてなかなか有能だから、これで口うるさくなかったら最高なんだけど。
She may not look it, but she's pretty smart. Heck, she'd be perfect if she wasn't such a shrew.
主任、こう見えてと口うるさいは余計です。
Director, the may not look it and shrew bits were entirely unnecessary.
向井さん猫かぶろうとしてるの？やめときなってすぐボロが出るよ。
Huh? Why? Are you trying to pretend you're nice? Don't bother. You're terrible at acting.
喧嘩を売っておられますね。ええ、買いますわ。ちょうどここに凶器になりそうな分厚い本もあることですし。
Are you picking a fight with me? Because I'll gladly take you up on it. This tome right here looks lovely for bludgeoning someone to death. Mukai quickly lifted a huge hard-bound book. She can't be serious. I looked over at Mukai. Once again, her eyes had no sign of frivolity. I'm gonna go with that. Mukai, I think she was trying to say you're skilled and he trusts your ability?
信頼とかじゃないよ。使えるなって思えるのが彼女だけだったって話。
Oh, trust has nothing to do with it. She was the only one who seemed remotely useful. I'm trying to help. Don't sabotage me. I tried to convey that to Shiraishi with a look, but it didn't seem to register.
いけない。私ったらついお恥ずかしいところをお見せしてしまいましたわね。
I'm sorry. I let my temper get the better of me. I apologize for my inappropriate behavior, Miss Hoshino. But apparently it was still good enough to get Mukai to calm down. I inwardly breathed a sigh of relief when she put the giant book back down.
まあ見ての通り彼女は俺のこと嫌ってるんだ。
I guess it's kind of obvious, but Mukai hates my guts. I must say that you probably earned
え
it.
え、星野さんのおっしゃる通り。私、本来は温厚な性格ですのよ。
Yes, Miss Hoshino, he most certainly has. At heart, I'm a mild-mannered person, you know.
向井さんが温厚。あははは面白い冗談だね。
Huh? Mild-mannered? You? That's one hell of a
人
joke.
として終わっている主任にとやかく言われたくありません。
I don't need to take this from a failure of a human being like you, Director. That seems a bit harsh.
そうなんですのよ、星野さん。猫を飼うゆとりがないからって普通こんなファッションなんてします？
Just look at him. Look at the way he's dressed. He claims it's because he can't afford to take care of a cat, but who wears that to work?
誰に迷惑かけてるわけでもないし、いいでしょ別に。
What's wrong with it? I'm not hurting anyone. I can wear whatever I
これ
want.
です。基本他人のことなんて気にしませんの。無頓着ですのよ。
See, he is utterly and completely indifferent to anyone else's thoughts and
言葉も
opinions.
選ばないので、接した人から恨みを買うのはいつものことですし。
Add that to his complete tactlessness, and it's no surprise that everyone he meets hates him.
そうかな。笑ってる人もいたよ。
Really? Some people do smile at me, you know?
あまりの心ない暴言に引きつり笑いをしているだけです。
Those are just polite smiles that they put on because they didn't want to be as rude as you.
こんな人がかの総理大臣暗殺未遂事件で活躍したなんて。
I still
未
can't
だに信じら
believe
れませんわ。
this man was key to the Prime Minister's attempted assassination. The terrorist incident occurred 2 years ago when the current Prime Minister, Yukihisa Mikuni, was attacked but not hurt. When the help of Kageyuki Shiraishi, all of Adonis was disbanded. I don't know if this is the same attack where Kai's buddy died and he thought his buddy was part of Adonis at the time. Might have been.
俺の指揮下に入ってたら信じられないも何もないじゃない。
You work for me. That shouldn't be a surprise to you at all. Do you mean the attempted assassination of the Prime Minister 2 years ago? You were involved in that case, Shiraishi?
関わってたっていうか、犯人逮捕に一役買ってたりするよ。
You could say that. I kind of played a big part in arresting the guy who did it. Really? So you're actually a pretty amazing officer then?
正直な感想だな。こう見えて仕事はちゃんとしてるよ。
I love honest opinions. Believe it or not, I do take my job seriously, you know?
憎らしいことに、主任のプロファイリングで解決した事件は数えきれないほどありますの。
Aggravatingly enough, yes, an enormous number of cases have been solved thanks to his accurate profiling. An annoyed frown wrinkled Mukai's face as she said that. I guess for all her insults, she does at least respect Shirashi's abilities.
向井さん、 そんなに眉間にしわ寄せたら元に戻らなくなっちゃうよ。
Make that face too
ただ
long
でさえ年齢的に曲がり角なんだから。
and it'll get stuck that way, Mukai. That'd be especially bad for someone already as far over the hill as you.
余計なお世話です。こんな人をおちょくることが生きがいの人間に私が劣るだなんて嘆かわしいですわ。
You can keep that opinion to yourself. I cannot understand how I managed to be inferior to this man. It's an utter
気
tragedy.
にしても仕方ないんじゃない？経験値の差ってやつだから。あと才能の差もあるね。
Come on, don't let it eat at you like that. It's just the difference in experience. Oh, and in talent too. Can't forget that part.
星野さん聞きまして？こうやって積極的に部下のやる気を削いでくる人間なんですのよ。
Miss Hoshino, did you hear that? This is what he does all the time. He deliberately undercuts any enthusiasm his people have. He does kind of pour gas on the fire, yeah. True, it does seem a little much.
そうでしょ？私だって主任が尊敬できる上司であったなら対応も違いましたわ。
Doesn't it? I would treat him much differently if he was actually someone I could respect.
そうかな。俺がどうであれ向井さんは変わらない気がするけど。
Oh, I gotta say, I can't see you changing much at all for me or anyone else.
ああ言えばこういうもう主任を引っ込んでください。
I wish they'd explain the bands on their arms. He's got a red one, she's got a yellow one. They're in the same department. Is it not department based? I know Yanagi has a red one. Oh goodness, does everyone have a red one? Is it dating? Only the ones with the red ones? Hang on, call her ex Malice. No, it's inaccurate. It's inaccurate. I'm inaccurate. Always have to pipe in for the last word. Enough of this. Go somewhere else, director.
はいはい。
Yeah. With Shiraishi gone, Mukai turns to me.
星野さんとは気が合いそうですわ。それにあなたなら会に入る条件を満たしていそうですもの。
I think we will get along splendidly, Miss Hoshino, and I think you might fulfill the requirements to join the coalition. Coalition?
選ばれた者だけが入れる会合があって。あら、もうこんな時間ですのね。
Oh, there is a coalition. Only the chosen are allowed to join. Oh my, look at the time.
私、今日はちょっと都合が悪くて、今度お時間があるときにゆっくり話しましょう。
I'm sorry. I'm afraid today is a poor time for me. We'll talk again soon, another day.
では星野さん、ごきげんよう。
Good night, Miss Hoshino. Oh, good night. She has kind of similar glasses. As Mukai strode away, I had to wonder if I'd accomplished anything at all by coming here. Well, I guess that figuring out what kind of relationship they have is kind of useful. I'll be going too. Good night, sir. I turned to leave, but for some reason, Shiraishi got up and blocked me.
向井さんが帰ったからって、君まで帰らなくてもいいじゃない。
Just because Mukai left doesn't mean you have to too. I don't want to interrupt your work.
仕事ならもう片付いたから大丈夫。それより、君だよ。
Oh dear. Oh, that? Don't worry. I finished for the day. What I'm interested now in is you. Seeing the glint in his eye, I couldn't stop myself from backing up a step. But as I stepped backwards, he stepped forward, leaning even closer to
どう
me.
して君みたいな子がアドニスの理解者なんて言われてるのか。俺、すごく興味があるんだ。
I'm extremely curious why everyone says that you, of all people, somehow understand Adonis. You don't look the sort at all. Okay.
ちょっと観察した感じじゃ、君に特別な能力があるってわけでもなさそうだし。俺ならもっと使えそうな人を選ぶけどな。
At a glance, you don't seem to have any kind of special talents or abilities. Were I in their shoes, I would have picked someone more useful. Mukai was right. It would be so much nicer if he thought about what he was said
あ、もく
first.
れてる。怒った？
You look miffed. Did I make you mad? No. Since I was working with Yanagi's team now, I'll be stuck interacting with him a lot more. And in that case, I can't let myself get upset at every little thing he says. I'm sorry. I have to go and meet Yanagi for a meeting now. So if you'll excuse me.
じゃあ俺も一緒に行くよ。別にいいでしょ？
Really? Why don't I go with you then? You don't mind, do you? Apparently, I don't have the guts. Mukai does. I wasn't able to tell him that I did mine. Fine. Shidashi's face lit up in a bright smile. I turned so he didn't see me heave a sigh.
それで君は結局今後どうすることにしたの？
So, what did you decide to do from this point forward? He asked me that as we walked out of the precinct. I gave him an honest answer. Everyone is already whispering about this, but I think there's an Adonis mole in the
俺の
precinct.
ことも疑ってるくらいだもんね。
And she suspected it was me, right? Well, can you blame me? I don't know all that much about you.
ま、今まで接点がなかったんだから当然といえば当然だよ。
True. We didn't have any reason to interact before, so it's no surprise you don't.
で、内通者がいると仮定して君はどう動くつもりなの？
And given your hypothesis that there is a mole undermining the investigation, what will you do next? Try to figure out who it is.
探るって一人で？無理だよ、君すぐ顔に出ちゃうし。
You? By yourself? Don't bother. You scrawl all your thoughts across your face far too noticeably.
だいたい君が探ったくらいで判明するならもうとっくに捕まってるでしょ、違う？
Besides, if someone like you could out them, the mole would have been caught long ago. Yeah, okay, I know that. But it's just too weird that the investigation is getting stonewalled so completely. If there's a mole on the force, it makes sense that the investigation would lag behind. Whoever they are may be well inserted, but if I can figure out who they are, that would be a big step towards solving the case. That, and they could know where Adonis's hideout is and the details of my collar. I figured I'd start by investigating those closest to me and work outward from there. I wanted to solve each individual case, but I didn't have the skill or experience to dig up anything on them that others hadn't already. But I said that what I could with firm conviction, and strangely, she listened quietly. Did I sound too stupid for words, maybe?
意外と自分の意志があるんだね。
Wow, you actually have your own will.
もっと周りに流されて振り回されるタイプかなって思ってたよ。
I had you pegged for the weak-willed type that just went with the flow. That's not a compliment. I didn't know how to react hearing that from a person whose specialty was bucking the flow.
君の決意が固いのは分かったけどさ、それにしたって
So
向
mean.
き不向きはあるでしょ。
Anyways, I get that you're determined, but some people just aren't cut out for some things.
そうだな。そこまで言うなら、俺と取引しない？
How about we do it this way? You want to make a deal with me? A deal.
俺は今、9月の事件と関連づけて10月の事件も追ってる。
I'm currently working on October's case and the connection it has with September's.
分析するのは得意なんだけど、聞き込み捜査とかって苦手なんだよね。
Now I'm great at analysis, but I hate stuff with legwork and interrogating witnesses.
捜査本部はもう終わった事件として人員割いてないから、情報も降りてこないし。
HQ says the case is closed. They don't have anyone else on it. I'm getting no new info. Well, the perpetrator in September's case did get arrested. He committed suicide in prison. Of course, the case would be closed after that, but I guess Shiraishi wasn't satisfied.
そこで、君だよ。
Exactly, and that's where you come in.
特捜って苦情から愚痴まで聞いてる部署らしいし、人の話を聞くのはお手の物でしょ。
Your department hears all kinds of complaints from people. You're good at listening, right? I guess you could say that,
だから
yeah?
さ、君には聞き込み担当として、俺が担当してる事件の捜査に
And
加わって
that's why I
ほ
want
しい
you
ん
on
だ。
my investigation team as a witness interrogator.
その見返りに、内通者については俺が調べてあげると。
In
悪い話じゃないで
exchange
しょ。
for that, I'll look into who the mole is for you. Well, isn't such a bad deal, is it? Shiraishi offered his deal with a smile, but I hadn't forgotten that I still suspected him.
俺のことを疑ってるから断ろうなんて考えない方がいいよ。
If you're thinking of turning it down because you suspect me, don't.
断ったとして、君一人で何ができるの？捜査本部に出入りさえできない特防で、コツコツ雑談交じりに話聞いて回るの？
Think about it. What can you do on your own? SRCPO doesn't even have direct access to investigations. Were you just going to eavesdrop?
それともハッキング能力があったりする？上層部にコネでもある？今新宿署に何人の捜査員がいるかわかってるのかな？
Are you hiding a secret for talent for hacking? Do you have an in with the brass? Do you have the slightest idea how many people are on the
今
case?
君が考えるべきなのは自分が生き残るためにどうすればいいか。他のこと考えてる余裕なんてないでしょ？
Right now, your main priority should be to ensure your own survival. Do you really have the luxury of worrying about anything else? Shirashi's argument washed over me like a tsunami. I couldn't refute anything he said. His oblique reference to my collar was a rude reminder of just how deeply I was in trouble myself, too. The more I try to investigate at the precinct, the greater the chances my collar's discovered. Not only that, pinpointing the mole would be nearly impossible for someone in my position. Even working carefully would take an eternity. Some people just aren't cut out for it. I was very uneasy about working with Shiraishi, but I realized that beggars can't be choosers. All right, I accept the deal.
よかった。応じてくれなかったらどんな方法でうなずかせようか考えてたとこだったら。
Really? Great. I was just thinking about how to con you into going along with it if you said no, but I guess I don't need to worry about that now.
君に協力してあげる分、俺は好きなだけ君を観察するから。これ
Oh.
からよろしくね。
And since I'll be helping you, I'll gladly take the opportunity to observe you too. Just so you know, I'm looking forward to it. Knowing that this was all for a chance to observe me made this all make more sense. I just have to accept it. This is necessary to break the impasse we're stuck in. At least that's what I told myself. As I walked into the office, Yanagi, Inamoto, and Sasaka all looked up from their desk.
白石さん、コインは？
Shirashi, the coin?
一致したよ。つまり、これで柳くんたちが考えてた推論が成り立つわけだ。
Match. Yanagi's hypothesis is still holding up so far. Hearing that, the other three looked at each other and nodded. That settles it.
ああ、
Yeah,
やっぱ俺が考えてた通りだったか。
I knew it. It's just as I
お
thought.
前は何も考えてねえだろ。無駄にシリアス顔すんじゃね
You didn't think at all. Stop pretending to be serious. What's settled?
え。いちいち説明してる暇ない。つうか、お前は今後どうするか決めたわけ？
There's no time to explain everything to you. Have you even decided what you're doing yet? Oh, yeah, Shirashi and I discussed it on our way over here. And so it was decided that I join his investigation team. When I finished explaining the deal Shirashi and I made, the others looked up surprised.
彼女を独り占めしちゃってごめんね。みんなは今まで通り頑張ってよ。
Sorry, I kind of decided to keep her to myself. You keep on doing what you're doing, okay?
白石さんも物好きだな。自分からバカ猫に取引を持ちかけるとか。
Making deals with that stupid cat. You sure are a weird one, Shirashi. Hey, I know it's not obvious how I can help yet, but you didn't have to put it that way.
あ？お前なんか役に立つ特技でもあんの？
Huh? What? You saying there's something you actually can do and not screw up?
笹塚くん、彼女はボス猫に怯える子猫みたいになっちゃってるから、そんなに睨まないであげて。
Come on, Sasaka. She's trembling like a little kitten, intimidated by the local boss cat. Don't glare at the poor thing that much.
睨んでねえ。これが素だ。
I'm not glaring. That's just the way I look.
文句なら俺が聞くよ。おい、バリ雑言を浴びせるならどうぞ。
If you have complaints, I'll hear them. Go on. Rail away at me with your insults. Sasuke huffed and looked away. I guess he wasn't interested in the bait.
なんつうか、白石さんってあんまり他人と関わろうとしないのに珍しいっすね。
You know, Shiraishi, for a guy not interested in people, this comes off as really weird.
彼女自体はどこにでもいる子だと思うけど、アドニスが首輪をつけたからには何か理由があるはずだからね。
Well, yes, she herself is just a normal, boring, average girl, but there must be some reason that Adonis put a collar on her. I'm curious.
共同作業してたらそういうところが見えてくるかもしれないでしょ。
Spending time cooperating with her may give me the insight to figure that out, don't you think?
あの白石さんの口から共同作業なんて言葉が出るとか。
Holy crap, guys. Did you just hear that? She's volunteering to cooperate.
マジでやばい。今日が地球最後の日じゃね？
Is there a Pell Rider waiting outside? Anybody check the temperature in hell?
榎本、落ち着け。さすがに白石でも地球を滅ぼすことはできない。
Calm down, Enomoto. Even Shiraishi cannot trigger the apocalypse.
二人して言いたい放題だね。俺だってここのメンバーの一人だよ。
Ouch, no restraint. Come on, guys. I do consider myself a member of this
今
team.
後のことだってこう見えてちゃんと考えてるから安心してよ。
You may not think so, but I am totally giving thoughts to what needs to be done. Don't worry. All three men gave Shiraishi pointed stares. Okay, I think I know what the others think of him. While I was thinking that, Yanagi turned his gaze to me.
白石相手だと苦労するだろうが。
Good luck. Dealing with Shiraishi isn't easy. Oh, hang on. I'm getting a phone call. Unmute. Yay. Okay. All right. Good luck dealing with Shiraishi. Dealing with Shiraishi isn't easy. Thank you, sir. Great. Shiraishi even bothers Yanagi. I started to regret accepting the deal. Enomoto is pretty bad. After that, we settled down to discuss our plans. Once that was done, I got up to leave. And for some reason, Shiraishi followed me. Do you need something?
君の家がある方面に用があるだけ。
No, I just happened to go in the same direction your place is in. Wait, how do you know where I live?
同じ署内で働いてるんだから、そんなの調べればすぐわかるよ。
We work in the same building. Finding that out is child's play. I see. I could ask why he bothered to do that, but I wouldn't get an answer, would I? He did have an interest in my collar, and it was plainly obvious that he had suspicions about me the way I had suspicions of him. So we walked. Shiraishi sauntered behind me at a distance with a grin on his face. It was awkward. Really awkward. You can go ahead if you want. I stepped aside to let him pass.
ん？なんで？急ぎじゃないからいいよ。
That's okay. I'm in no hurry. Damn it. Go ahead of me. You being back there makes it look like I'm being tailed.
またむくれてる。 君を観察してると退屈しなくていいね。
You're miffed again. Man, you are fun. There's always something to see. Deep breaths. Can't let him take charge. I have to maintain my poker face.
服の隙間から首輪が見えてるよ。
You have no poker face. Oh, hey, I can see your collar peeking out. Huh? My hands flew to my throat in a panic. She smiles
ごめ
widen.
んごめん、気のせいだったみたい。
Oops. Sorry, must have been my imagination. Disgusted, I started to walk again. I upped my pace, but he kept the exact same distance back. What is with him? Huff, huff.
あ、息切れしちゃってる。競歩大会はもう終わりかな？
You're out of breath already. Is the speed walking section done now? Even though he'd just power walked for as long as I had, he hadn't winded it in the least. If I consider this a deliberate, I can do it. I got it. I did it all on my own. If I consider this a deliberate ploy that allowed me to learn Shiraishi has endurance, then this dumb, awkward game of follow the leader wasn't completely pointless, I think. Telling myself that, I looked around. We were under the tracks. It was dark out. There was no sign of anyone else around. And Shiraishi, he had a knowing grin on his face. This is kind of scary all of a
ちょう
sudden.
どよかった。君にも見せてあげるよ。
You know, this is perfect. I think I'll show you. He reached under his coat. Afraid of what he might pull out, I froze.
じゃーん。
Ta-da! Aw. A cat toy?
うん。あ、もしかして俺が君に変なことするとでも思った？
What? Did you think I was going to do something weird and creepy to you?
どっちの妄想したの？
No.
殺されるかも、それともいやらしいこと？
Which did you fantasize? Me killing you? Or maybe me doing something sexy? Neither. Hang on, I'm getting another phone call. I'm popular today. Popular, so. No. All right. I didn't imagine either of those.
うん、まあいいや。1番、2番、おいで。
Uh-huh. Oh, well. Number 1, number 2, here's kitties. Shiraishi called out into the darkness, waving the cat toy. Instantly, a calico and a tabby cat appeared. I don't see collars on either of them. Are they both strays?
そう、この辺りにはたくさんいるよ。中でもこの子たちは古株なんだ。
There's a colony of them around here. These two are the oldest. Putting the toy down, he picked up the big calico.
また重くなったね、一番。こんなにお腹ぽってりしちゃって。
Oof, you're getting heavy, number 1. Look at that big squishy tummy of yours.
見つけた時はほっそりしてたのに、ずいぶん貫禄ある姿になっちゃったね。
You were skin and bones when I first found you two. God, got yourself some dignity now, huh? Under the faint light of the moon, Shiraishi talked to the cat, a soft smile on his face. That isn't his usual knowing smirk. I didn't know he could smile like that.
誰かから餌もらってるのかな。この図体じゃ動きも鈍そうだし。
Did you find someone to feed you? I doubt you can be very nimble when you're this fat. Though he's still as tactless as ever, but his eyes were warm and he looked at them. With all the needling he's given me, I thought he was a jerk, but this changed my mind. So their names are numbers? That's
だっ
unusual.
ていちいち名前つけるの大変でしょ。番号ならどれだけ数が増えても対応できる。
Trying to come up with new names is hard, but numbers are easy and you can go up as high as you need. How high have you gotten so far?
37番までかな。 ああ、でも子猫が生まれたりしたから、実際にはもっと多いかも。
Right now, I'm up to number 37, I think. Oh, but some just had kittens, so there's probably lots more than that. That many? Wow. And you can tell them all apart?
もちろん、でなきゃ名前なんてつけないよ。
Of course. Why'd I bother naming them if I couldn't tell them apart? You really do love cats, don't you, Shiraishi?
好きだよ。
Yeah, I do.
この野良たちは自由にのびのび生きてる。こんな風に好きに生きられたら楽しいだろうね。
Stray cats live life lazy and free. I bet it would be amazing to live that kind of life that they do. Does he want to be a pet cat?
自由を得た分、いつ死ぬかわからないけど。
Though with the freedom comes the uncertainty of knowing that you could die at any time. His smile vanished, making my heart thud. From my standpoint, it seems like you live your life pretty freely as well.
そうかな。
I do. Oh, good. His smile came back. He smiled so often that seeing it slide off his face like a shadow was disturbing. Though I admit the sight of the soft look in his eyes in the moonlight was stuck in my head
あ
too.
あ、手が疲れてきた。一番、お前ダンベル代わりになるんじゃない？
Oh, my arms are tired, number one. You would make a great dumbbell.
ああ、そういえば、お前メスだったね。実は気にしてたの？
Oh, oops, that's right. You're female. Did what I say bugs you?
図星だ。じゃあ、もうちょっと運動しないと。
Bullseye, I guess you ought to get more exercise then. I couldn't bring myself to break the quiet mood and ask him uncomfortable questions. Okazaki once talked about smiling even though you're mad. She smiles a lot. Then what would make him not smile? Maybe that was his true self on display. Cat grass was added to materials.
ああ、癒された。俺は満足したからそろそろ帰るよ。
I feel so much better now. Well then, I guess I'll be going home. Oh, okay. I'd completely missed my chance to escape. Instead, I watched Shiraishi play with cats. The cats. That's why he came out here. Feeling bad for thinking he had followed me with some underhanded plot in mind, I turned to face him properly. Good night, sir.
うん。あ、そうそう。
Good night. Oh, one thing.
夜道にはくれぐれも気をつけてね。
The streets are dangerous at night. Be real careful. His words seemed full of ulterior meanings, and his usual smirk was back. Just suddenly, scared for no reason, I cut my goodbye short and started running. I couldn't bring myself to look back. I ran all the way home until I reached my door and came to an exhausted halt. What did he mean when he said to be careful? Was that a threat? Or was he teasing again? Gee, Shiraishi is so hard to understand. And starting tomorrow, I'd see lots of more of him. I'll never last if I let him get to me like this. I have to start dodging him. Do do do.
すごい勢いで走っていっちゃった。人見知りな猫みたいだったな。
Did you see how fast she ran? It was like she was a shy little stray
あ、
kitty.
そういえば。一番、お前も最初は俺を見て逃げたよね。
Come to think of it, you ran away when you first saw me too, number one.
そっぽ向いちゃって。あの時は痩せてたから逃げ足も速かった。
You just turned and ran. You were skinny back then, so you were really
猫なんて
fast.
見たの初めてで、触ってみたくて、必死で追いかけたんだよね。
I'd never seen a live cat before. I really wanted to touch one, so I tried chasing you.
はい。
銃刀法解除から3ヶ月様子を見ましたが、一向に状況は変わりませんでしたね。
It's been 3 months since the weapon law was repealed. So far, nothing has changed.
ああ、予想の範囲内だよ。君だってある程度の覚悟はしていたはずだ。
Nope. That's still within our predictions, though. You half expected that outcome, right? True.
とはいえ、もう猶予は残されてないよ。このままじゃ X デーを迎えてしまう。
But it is true. We're running out of time. At this rate, X day will
彼女の
arrive.
様子はどうですか？見ていて何か感じたことは？
How is she? Now that you've observed her, what are your
アドニ
thoughts?
スに傾倒してるわけじゃなさそうだよ。いたって普通の子。
She's a totally normal girl. I don't see any signs of her sympathizing with Adonis at
あ
all.
なたを欺いているという可能性は？
Possibility she's deceiving you?
それは限りなくゼロに近いんじゃないかな。彼女、
あ
嘘をつくと顔に出るタイプ。
Almost zero. She lets everything show in her
では
expressions.
なぜ彼女が選ばれたのでしょう？
Then why was she chosen?
さあ、そこはおいおい探っていくよ。君は君の仕事をするといい。
Who knows? I'll look into that since I have time. You go back to worrying about your own job.
私にできると思いますか？
Do you think I can do it?
むしろ君にしかできないことだと思うよ。
I think you're the only one who can.
そうですね。そろそろ私も決断しなければいけません。
True. I suppose I have to make my decision soon.
あなたのように私も割り切れたら良いのですが。
I wish I could be like you and just discard everything unnecessary.
それは割り切れないだけの理由があるってことかな。
Do you have any logical reason why you can't do just that?
彼女に何か動きがあったら知らせてください。
Please let me know when she makes a move.
そう簡単に教えてはくれないか。もう長い付き合いになるっていうのに相変わらず口が硬い。
Shutting me down so quickly. We've known each other for how long now? Yet you still won't tell me anything at all.
にしても
Still.
俺のようにか。確かに俺ならあそこまで悩まない。
Be like me, huh? He has a point. I wouldn't be agonizing over this like he is.
俺としては応援してあげたいんだけどな。
Though, I do want to support
本
him.
当なら彼が願った世界。
The world he wants to create.
非通知
Restricted number.
はい
Hello?
彼が願った世界か。
The world he wants.
悪いけど、俺には叶えられそうにない。俺には俺の役割があるから。
I don't think I can help him make it. I have my own job to do. Oh, so suspicious. Others. Exaday incident report for September, October. Have you ever felt that the world has no need of you? Your birth was a mistake. Existence is meaningless. There is no hope. Who created such a world? Who is truly as unnecessary? Adonis will mediate out justice to the people who delight in creating such despair. Count down to X day 4. September 7th, a video titled Countdown to X Day was uploaded to the internet. The visual depicted Adonis's coin displaying the Roman numeral 4. That same day, Ken Hachisuka, who lived alone, was found hung to death in his apartment by his significant other. Though it looked like a suicide, the police investigated and discovered it was homicide. Only a Roman numeral was discovered at the scene, not the coin. The police firmly believed this to be another X-Day killing and investigated. It was discovered that another man visited the apartment on the day of the murder. The visitor's name was Yuki Suna Mori. 10 years prior, he had attended the same free school as the victim. The two people knew each other. Prints at the scene matched Suna Mori, and the police brought him in as a suspect. When interrogating, Tsunemori declared himself a chosen one, and a coin matching the one left by Adonis was found in his possession. Upon further analysis, the coin was found to be identical to previous X-Day incident coins. The police, with this evidence in hand, arrested Tsunemori and closed the case.
僕は、私は、俺は、この世界から必要とされていない。
I am, she is, he is, not needed in this world.
幸せを望むことを許されなかった。この世に生まれ落ちた。その時から。
I wasn't allowed to.
悪いものだったのです。
Dear goodness. I wasn't allowed to wish for happiness. From the very moment that I was born, I was unnecessary.
だから我々も捨てましょう。悲しみを作り出すものを
Thus, we will
減
discard.
らしましょう。
Thus, we will discard everything. We will break those who create sorrow.
X デーへのカウントダウン。3、
Countdown to X Day 3. October 7th, a video titled Countdown to X Day was uploaded to the internet. The visual depicted the familiar coin of Adonis with a Roman numeral 3. Though identical to the prior video, Tsunemori was in prison and couldn't have uploaded it. Not only that, there were no incidents or unusual deaths reported on that day. However, a day later, Tsunemori was found dead in his cell. He had hung himself. The one lead in the X-Day incident case was now gone. The truth vanished into the darkness. Everyone at one time or another wished to acquire and use power to rule over the weak. At first glance, these rulers seem evil. But on closer inspection, are they really? Imposing rules create order. Order allows for the birth of salvation. Somebody has to do it. No matter how much sorrow it may cause, no matter how much grief they must bear, somebody has to do it. We are getting a lot of side stories today. Oh my
過剰
goodness.
な愛の押し付けは時に狂気となります。
Oh
それが妄想
my.
による愛ならなおさらです。
Excessive love can become a dangerous weapon. This is double true for delusional
思
love.
うと狂気で脅され、怯える女性がいても、警察は事件が起きていないからと見て見ぬふり。
A terrified woman is threatened nightly, yet the police pretend that nothing is wrong.
多くの女性を恐怖に陥れた輩に、アドニスが裁きの鉄槌を下します。
Adonis will swiftly let fall the hammer of judgment for all the women who have been abused.
せて再生の日まであと23日。
X day, the rebirth will occur in 23 days. December 8th, 1:08 p.m. The precinct is in an uproar today thanks to this morning's discovery of a burned corpse. The SRCPO's phone rang off the hook all morning long. Case after case, they just kept happening. They're still looking into the coin, I think. There had been another threatening video, so it's pretty likely Adonis is involved again. And if another victim is found tomorrow, I shook my head, stopping that thought. Worrying myself sick doesn't help anything. I have to stay upbeat and keep my focus. Mindful of how Seiki told me that it's best to eat while you have the chance, I pulled out my bento box and set it on my desk. I picked up my fork and reached for a bite.
あ、君って昼はお弁当なんだね。署にいてくれてよかったよ。
So you're the packed lunch type, eh? Glad you're still in right now. Shiraishi? What brings you
9
here?
月と10月の事件についてまとめた資料を持ってきたんだ。時間あるときに目を通しといて。
Here's a summary of the September and October cases. Look it over when you have time. Thank you. I took the stack of papers from him and waited for him to turn and leave. But he didn't go anywhere. Is he staring at my lunch? Maybe he's hungry. Or is something in my lunch one of his
君
favorites?
のお弁当って子供っぽいね。
That's one kitty lunchbox. Bah!
これタコさんウインナーってやつでしょ。リンゴはウサギだし。
You cut the mini sausages to look like octopus, and your apples have rabbit ears. Yeah? So what? This makes it look cuter. Presentation is part of the
わ
enjoyment.
ざわざ手間かけてまですることかな。
Enough to waste time fiddling with it? I'm doing it because I want to, so yes.
今日は強気だね。俺に慣れてきてくれたってことかな。
Oh, so you're being brazen and forward today. Are you just getting used to me? With that, Shiraishi plucked himself down into the seat next to mine. Why is he sitting
ね
down?
え、君って休みの日は何やってるの？友達は何人？テレビはどんなの見る？
Hey, so what do you do on your days off? Got any friends? Watch TV shows? What TV shows do you like? Slow down, please. Don't just unload 20 questions on me. Why are you asking
それはも
anyways?
ちろん情報収集だよ。俺は君のことを知らなきゃいけないからね。
I'm collecting information, of course. I need to know more about you, you know? So you suspect me.
君も俺を疑ってるんだし。怖い
And
こと
you suspect me. Fair is fair. Well, yeah, but is it really a good idea for me to give him complete truthful answers? It feels like it could be dangerous to expose too much of myself to him.
警戒してるね。だからって下手に嘘はつかない方がいいと思うよ。
You're guarded, wise, but I'd caution against lying poorly.
休みの日は何してるのか。
So, what do you do on your days off? Really, I spend most of my time at home, but should I tell him that? Oh dear. Oh dear. I usually just hang out at home.
普段は家と職場の往復、たまの休みは家でゴロゴロ。君、まだ20代なのにね。
Whew. Your life is a circuit from home to office. In your free time, you laze about at home, even though you're still so young. I go outside. I go out sometimes, you know.
そういう時は友達と一緒だったりするね。あ、そうだ。それ以前に君って恋人はいる？
Do you do that with your friends or alone? Oh, first I should ask if you have a lover. No, I don't.
そっか。そんな気はしてたよ。
Okay, didn't think you did. What's that supposed to
恋人
mean?
はともかく、君って友達は多そうだよね。ちなみに俺は友達って呼べる人はいない。
Anyways, you look like you'd have lots of friends. Me, I don't. And now he just casually tosses in something that's really hard for me to respond to. Don't you consider everyone in the investigation office your friend?
同じ目的のために集まっただけだから、友達とは違うよ。
We're just individuals coming together to further a common cause, so no.
俺より今は君のこと。友達は多いの？それとも少なかったりする？
Never mind me. Right now we're talking about you. Do you have lots of friends? Maybe no. I like to think I have a decent number of friends, but what do I tell him? I wouldn't say lots. Lots is a big word. I don't have many friends. I don't have all that many friends.
意外。実は人見知りとか人の多い場所が苦手な
Wow,
タイプ。
really? I didn't expect that. You, the shy type, any social anxieties? I haven't thought about it too hard, but maybe I guess.
まあいいや。じゃあ次の質問。テレビはどんなの見てる？
Next question. What kind of TV shows do you watch? Is that really all that important?
重要だよ。個性が出るからね。で、どう？
It's a window into personal preference. Well, I binge watch the dramas I record during the week on my days off. Should I tell the truth? I don't know if any of these questions actually affect the outcome. Oh goodness. Let's see. I like a good drama. I record the dramas I like and then binge through them on my days off.
恋愛ドラマに憧れたりするの？自己投影派だったりして。
Oh, have a thing for the romance? Doing a little projecting of yourself onto the heroine? No, I do not. I like all kinds of genres, suspense, historical, lots of different types.
さすがの君もここは警戒して嘘を交えるよね。それが普通の反応だよ。
Yep, I figured even you would be on your guard and mix in a few lies. A perfectly normal reaction. Uh-oh, he must have noticed that I lied to him a few times.
人並みの警戒心はあったみたいだ。
Did I lie? She said she thought she had a decent amount of friends. Okay, hang on. I think I have lots of friends.
じゃあ男女比は同年代の子が多いのかな。パーセンテージを教えてくれる？
Okay, what's the male to female ratio? Do they tend to be around your age? No. Can you give me a percentage? Percentages?
まあいいや。じゃあ次の質問。
Okay. Suddenly, Shiraishi starts staring at me fit to bore a hole through me. If there's something you want to say, would you please just spill it out already?
君って絶滅危惧種じゃないかな。信じられないよ。バカ正直に話すなんて。
Are you sure you aren't an endangered species? I can't believe how stupidly honest you were.
念のために聞くけど、嘘って言葉知ってる？
You're aware of what lying is, right? You understand the concept, right? I told you the truth because I decided there was no need to try lying to you, that's all.
素直なのに変わり者だね。でも気に入っちゃった。
For as meek and obliging as you seem, you sure are weird, but I think I like you. Now that has to be a lie.
ああ、どうだろうね。
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure.
何にしても、これでだいぶ君のことが分かった。今後の参考にさせてもらうね。
Anyways, now I think I have a good idea of who you are. That'll help me out later. Uh-huh. I guess he was satisfied because he left. I can't say I'm sure how much he was actually able to glean about me from that, though. Putting that behind me, I turned my attention back to my lunch and the summary that Shiraishi had given me. The September X Day case was a homicide disguised as a suicide, if I recall correctly. The murderer was arrested almost right away, but he committed suicide in October. The brass considered the case closed, but Shiraishi doesn't agree with them. My own curiosity had been piqued the moment I heard he was still investigating them. There must be something about them that just doesn't fit to him. Then, as I read over the report detailing the arrest of the murderer, Yuki Tsunemori, there's a note written in the margins. Who is the real killer? The real killer. Shiraishi probably wrote that, though I had wondered why he phrased it as a question. The investigation should have looked into all other possible suspects besides Tsunemori. But Tsunemori knew the means of death. His fingerprints were at the scene, he had the coin, it was clear beyond a reasonable doubt. It seemed Shiraishi suspected something else. First, we need to know the connection between murderer and victim. Both of them supposedly went to the same free school, a facility for children who cannot attend a regular school due to certain behavioral issues. However, they are recognized as a school by the government. Diplomas can still be obtained at free schools. I read over the part of the report. The victim was Ken Hachisuka, age 28. He was the only son of actress Shizuko Hachisuka. His parents divorced, his mother raised him. 10 years ago, he was 18. Right? His mother's fame made high school difficult for him, so he transferred to a free school. Popular and smart, he was the perfect student, no records of any disciplinary actions. The killer was Yuki Tsunemori, age 28, a bully from a young age, known for his cruelty. He was expelled from school for bad behavior. His parents forced him to attend a free school where he continued to cause problems. During his interrogation, he said, "I was chosen by Adonis, and no one ordered me to do it. I killed him." He excitedly stated that with pride in his voice. A grudge was the suspected motive, but he was on record as saying he didn't hate him and that he just liked killing him. Upon further inspection, though, they were close 10 years ago. There was no signs of bad blood. In fact, when Shinomori got in trouble at the school, Hachisuka stepped up and covered for him. After that, they became friends. They were close classmates a decade ago. However, statements from their friends now say that they hadn't seen each other for years. Aha! This must be part of the written. This next part is handwritten. What is the message that Adonis wants to send with this incident? Why did Tsunemori commit suicide? What did the October video really mean? That there was another countdown message means that whatever Adonis's purpose was with the incident, it was fulfilled. This felt like the handwritten parts were specifically directed at me. The official record states that there was no October incident, but then that would mean the countdown video was pointless. In which case, it's possible there was a victim. The police just haven't found them.
何読んでるんだ、星野。
What are you reading, Hoshino? Mochida!
これ、X デー事件の捜査資料じゃないか。なんでお前がこんなもの。
Hang on, that's an X-Day case report. What are you doing with that?
さてはお前、X デー事件を独自で調べてるんじゃないだろうな。
Don't tell me you're trying to look into that case all on your own. Are you? He saw the report and trying to somehow deny or deflect it would stick out unnaturally. It was better to just admit it to him. I'm not ignoring my regular work at all. Honest, there's just something about the case that's bugging me. And Hoshino, I'm sorry. I'll make sure that I don't let this interfere.
わかるぞ、その気持ち。実はな、俺もなんだ。
I totally understand how you feel. Honestly, something's bugging me about it too.
いやー、黙っててすまん。だが特防として区民の話を聞いていると、いても立ってもいられなくなってな。
Sorry, I didn't say it before. It's just working in the SRCPO and hearing what people on the street have to say. I can't just ignore it.
俺にできることは限られるが、ちょっと資料を盗み見たり、巡回ついでにそれとなく聞き込みしてみたり。
I know there isn't much I can do, but sneaking a quick glance at reports, asking a few innocent questions while out on
事件
parole.
について俺なりに調べてたんだ。このことは内緒だぞ。
Hey, I'm going pretty well. How are you? I was digging into a bit myself. Oh, but don't tell this to anyone, okay? Okay, I won't. It never occurred to me to think Mochida was doing independent investigations too, but now that I thought about it, it made sense. How have you been? How have you been? It's been so long. I'm not sure. I'm so sorry. I'm really bad with usernames in my defense. And honestly, maybe one person jumps in and chats. But I'm doing well. How are you doing? You were envious of the unit that got to go directly investigate things.
仕方ないだろう。やはり警察官たるもの。この手で事件を解決したいと思う
Oh,
ものなんだ。
Mochida. What's wrong with that? Any good cop would want to go investigate and solve cases with their own abilities. Watching him make excuses for himself made me feel glad that he was my superior. Actually, right now, I'm looking over the September and October cases.
9月のは犯人が捕まった後に亡くなったんだったよな。
The September perp was caught, right? Then he committed suicide in his cell? Right, but maybe not right?
一体どういうことだ？
What do you mean? I have to wonder if he wasn't a patsy and maybe there's another true perpetrator.
しかし、砂森が蜂塚を殺したのは間違いないはずだぞ。決定的な証拠が出てるし、自供もある。
Really? It's almost certain that Shinomori did it. They dug up some pretty damning evidence on him. Hell, the guy even confessed. I'm not entirely certain. Isn't it still possible that there was someone manipulating Tsunemori into doing what he did?
確かに砂森は 犯行前から精神的にかなり不安定だったらしいからな。
True. Character witnesses say he was pretty emotionally unstable before the
自
murder.
殺に見せかけて殺すような計画的な犯行を単独で行えたかどうかは当時も疑われていたはずだ。
I think the interrogator even said they doubted that he was capable of planning an elaborate homicide and disguising it as a suicide alone. I nodded firmly at Mochida's words. Tsunemori had gone to a mental health clinic. Apparently, he'd been prescribed lots of drugs. Though his testimony was consistent with the facts of the crime, during his disposition, he was highly excited. A psychiatrist evaluation was rumored. I can't today. I've been awake for too long. The court-ordered legal step of the process is done for certain individuals to ensure that their psychiatric state determine if they are fit for a stable trial. Why can't I say that word today? I know what it is. I can
実行犯
speak.
は綱森としても別の人間が殺人計画を企てたという可能性はゼロとは言えないな。
So, if we say Tsunemori carried out the crime, it isn't impossible that someone else planned it out for him first. Right. I believe the original police report stated that they believed a member of Adonis may have suggested the plan to Tsunemori. But something about Shiraishi's note in the margin about the real killer bugs me. Even if Tsunemori was only acting on Adonis's orders, he'd still be the real killer. In the end, Tsunemori only had the coin. It didn't seem like he knew the first thing about Adonis according to his disposition.
報復を恐れて黙秘したとも考えられるが、ポリグラフにかけて
Come on,
も一人
Mochida.
の供述はしてい
Bring
ない
it
って
around.
結果になったんだったな。
It's possible he just kept quiet out of fear of retaliation, but when they gave him a polygraph test, the results say he didn't lie.
アドニスの人間が計画を持ちかけるにしても、砂森と接触はしているはずだが。
If Adonis did give him the plan for the killing, he had to have been contacted by them somehow. Yes, but his phone records were clear, and his neighbors hadn't seen him talk to anyone new.
ああ、捜査本部も入念に調べただろうが、なんといっても砂森の自供が早かったからな。それで一気に収束してしまった
My apologies,
印象がある。
Mochida. I'm sure the investigation looked into that, but Tsunemori confessed really early. It felt like the case wrapped up very fast. I can understand why the police wanted to say they caught the murderer as soon as possible, but now it's doubtful they'd revisit the case, especially since they got a full confession. Then there's the October incident. Officially, nothing happened, but something about that doesn't seem right either. Tsunemori's arrest disrupted Adonis's plan. The police stopped it before it could happen. That was the official statement, but it felt like the police were trying to sway public opinion. They wanted to say they had made progress, but an X-Day related incident happened again in November, and they had no meaningful leads. In reality, they hadn't made any progress at
しか
all.
し今のところ、10月の事件に該当する目撃情報は上がっていない。
Yeah, but even by this point, there hasn't been a single witness report connected to
俺たち
October.
国防にもその手の通報はなかっただろう。
Being in the SRCPO, we'd be the first to hear rumors of anything to that effect. But doesn't it seem unnatural for them to just skip over October?
確かに今までの事件では必ず死人が出ているからな。
True, at least one dead body has been tied to each of the other videos so
あ
far.
まり考えたくないことだが、遺体が発見されていないだけで、殺人が行われた可能性については否定できない。
I don't like thinking about it, but I can't deny that it's possible there was a murder and the body just hasn't been found yet. Dead men tell no tales. If Tsunemori had helped, he couldn't. Oops. We couldn't ask him now. Shiraishi investigated this case, didn't he? Though his social skills were severely lacking, he was still extremely good at his job. He was also known for only being motivated to work on things that interest him. There's more to this than meets the eye.
しかし解決したと世間に公表した以上、
With the case publicly declared closed, it'll take something big to make the brass reopen it. If we could find solid, incontrovertible evidence in support of our theory, maybe. I think I'm going to look deeper into the connection between the killer and the victim. How about you go talk to the teachers they had at that free school 10 years ago? Good idea. Let me do a quick check. Looking over the connected people section of the report, I searched for teachers' names. There are 2 of them. Their homeroom teachers quit in the middle of the term. They got a new one later. The teacher who quit in Satomori Takechi, oh my goodness, I can't today. Satomi Takeuchi. The reason she gave was personal reasons. Teaching is a stressful job. It can really take a toll on you. And it looks like this free school was packed full of kids who had all kinds of problems going on in their lives. I think the teachers would have to be really careful how they dealt with them. Both Shinomori and Hachisuka were 18 at the time. Bad seeds at that age can be difficult. Hoshino, check the address. The granny who gives us tips all the time lives nearby. Oh hey, you're right. And if that's the case... You know, we haven't heard from that elderly lady who calls all the time yet today. She's awfully old and she lives alone. Maybe something has happened to her. Speaking in a deliberately loud voice, Mochida gave me a big pat on the back. Hoshino, why don't you go check on her? Huh? I looked up at him. He gave me a massive conspiratorial smile that practically shouted, "Leave the rest to me." Was that an act? To give me an excuse to go and question the teacher if it had to be? Yes, sir, I'll go right away. Quietly thanking Mochida for his help, I grabbed my coat. Oh, I should probably let Shiraishi know I'm going out to do some legwork. I summarized what had happened in a quick text and sent it to him. There, now to head out. My phone started vibrating before I'd even made it back to my pocket. I looked at the screen. I'm coming to you. Wait there. But shouldn't he be busy with the case happening just today? Don't you have work you need to do? I can handle a little legwork. He said himself that he wasn't good at questioning. That should get him to stay here. I am doing my work, observing you. That reply doesn't make any sense. I wanted to head out right away, but he said to wait, so I had to wait. You didn't have to. What's wrong, Hoshino? You can head out right now if you want. Well, I'd love to, really, but I have to wait a minute. Great, now I have to find some way to explain what's going on with Shiraishi and I to him without letting on too much. I stalled for a few minutes thinking. Then Shiraishi nonchalantly strolled in. Sorry to keep you waiting. Man, I am ever glad to get away from Mukai and her endless harping. That you probably deserved. I bet she was getting on his case for leaving to come with me. I'll apologize to her later. Heaving a sigh, I turned to Mochida so I could introduce him to Shiraishi. What the heck? Hoshino? You know somebody from forensics? Huh? You know Shiraishi already, Mochida? You could say that. He's famous around here. I didn't think he'd bother with us. Wow, am I really that famous? I can't say I noticed. I'm just a police officer like any other. Look at this height difference. He's got a good 3 inches at least. Well, you do kind of have a pretty unique look to you, sir.
これって一般的に見て個性的なの?
Well, I thought this was a regular plain outfit. Is it really that unique? Why am I not surprised you didn't
これでも
notice?
猫のグッズは減らしたんだよ。それ以来あまり言われなくなったんだけど。
I cut way back on my cat accessories too. No one said anything about it to me lately.
さすが君の先輩だ。バカ正直にズバリ言ってくれたね。
I guess it makes sense that he's your senior. He's as bluntly honest as you are. He wasn't trying to insult you or anything.
わかってるよ。君もだけど、特防に選ばれてる人って見るからにいい人そうだ
Oh,
し。
that sounds scary. I know. Like you, everyone selected for the SRCPO seemed to be the standard nice guy
い
type.
やいや、そんなことは。いい人そうなんて参ったな。
Nah, you're overstating it. Me, a regular nice guy? Whew. Apparently, Mochida had taken Shirashi's comment as a compliment.
君の先輩は特防にうってつけだね。むしろ他に行き場が。
This guy's perfect for the SRCPO. Hell, I'd even say he wouldn't. Oh, yeah. I haven't introduced yet, have I? Mochida. This is Kageyuki. Shiraishi. He's a profiler in forensics. I have been getting advice from him on the matter we were discussing earlier. Changing the subject before Shiraishi could put his foot in his mouth, I introduced them.
おお、そうだったのか。特防の持田正信です。星野がお世話になってます。
Oh, so that's what's going on. It's nice to meet you. I'm Masunobu Mochida. Thank you for being a big help to Hoshino. Hoshino.
ああ、君の名字だっけ?
Oh, is that your name? What? Shocked that he'd even needed to ask me that after everything I stared at him. Come to think of it, had anyone said my name around him? I don't think so.
何ぼーっとしてるの?
No.
ほら、聞き込み
She
に行
called
く
you
んだ
Miss
ぞ。
Hoshina multiple times, actually. What are you staring for? We have people to question, right? Come on. Oh, right. Not looking particularly bothered, Shiraishi sauntered off towards the door. We're supposed to be working together on this investigation, and he doesn't even know my name? He was the one who proposed this whole deal, and I've lost count on the numbers of times he told me he wanted to observe me. He knows your address. Confused and not quite sure what to feel, I hurried after him. Oh my god, it feels like one of those moments. Shiraishi, can I ask you something? It's about my name. You haven't forgotten it, have you?
ん? 覚えてないよ。別に覚えなくても問題ないでしょ。
Huh? Of course I have. I don't need to remember it for anything in particular, do I? Well, yes. We're going to be working together on this investigation, you know?
でもさ、君とは X デー事件が解決したら接点なくなるよね。
But once the X-Day case is solved, there won't be anything connecting us anymore, right? There's no guarantee that'll be it.
いや、これっきりでしょう。君とは仕事の管轄がまるっきり違うし、俺が新宿署に詰めてるのも今だけだし。
No, it will be. Your jurisdiction is totally unrelated to mine. Besides, I'm only stationed at Shinjuku Station temporarily.
覚える必要がないものは覚えない主義なんだよね。
It's a personal policy of mine never to waste brain space on things I don't need to. He's going to say that straight to the face of the person he's about to work with. I'm sorry, but that logic won't fly with me. I doubted trying to argue with him would work. I expected him to just blow me off, but remember my name. Silent. He stared down at me. I shrunk back, but I did not look away.
じゃあ、必要だと思ったら覚える。
All right.
けど、
If I think it's necessary, I'll memorize it. How's that? I knew that was his way of compromising, but it wasn't an answer that satisfied me. Yes, we could probably solve this whole case without him ever using my name, but that didn't exactly foster a sense of trust in me. He must not see me as someone very valuable at all. Heck, I got the feeling he didn't even think I was someone whose value was worth calculating. If I wanted Shiraishi to remember my name, I would have to prove to him that I was useful. Girl, no. Okay, I'll work my butt off to make him remember it. Did you say that out loud? There was some parentheses around that. Head held high, I strolled past him. Getting vexed over me not remembering your name. What a weirdo. I heard him muttering to himself, sounding honestly confused. I ignored him. I swear I'll make him remember it. September's case had a victim and a killer. 10 years ago, they both took cases from Miss Kageyuki. This was her home. I turned and shot a sharp look at Shiraishi. Please just stay quiet while I talk, okay? Oh no, your connection was interfering. Welcome back. I was asking how you were doing. I was like, maybe they left. I was saying, all right, okay. I will hang back and observe you as you work. You know, an obedient Shiraishi is unnerving in its own right. I reached out and pressed the doorbell.
Hi.
Yes. I'm Lee Hoshino with the Shinjuku Police. I have come to speak with Miss Saratomi Takauchi. Is she in? Miss... Oh goodness, that's a lot of words. If you want to talk about what happened in September, I have already told the police everything I could. All right. Pretty chill week. Helped your friend's daughter complete her short film. Ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun. I just worked all week, so that's... I've been tired. It's Miss Taguchi. I can't say her name right. I apologize for the extra bother, miss, but I would like to ask you a few more questions. What do you need to know now? This case has been closed. They announced it. Actually, some small issues remain that we need clarification on. Could we ask you for your cooperation? Let's see. Partner has an 18-year-old and she's doing a film project. So we made a 30-minute movie. Oh, that's a long. That's exciting though. Aww. Oof, I don't know if I could make a 30-minute movie. Is this like is she in college now? Is like one of her college classes, or is this like a high school? Isn't it summer break? Shouldn't she not be doing schoolwork, or is this a special class? Please, miss. I got nervous as her silence dragged on. She didn't lose. Oh gosh. She did lose not one but two students. It must be hard for her to think about. Let's try to change the word there in my brain. Lisa, Samantha, Kate, another friend. It's a murder mystery dark comedy. Ooh, that's like the best kind. I like dark comedies. I feel like those are the most fun ones. Well, that's awesome. I hope she gets a good grade. Sounds like you guys had fun making it. How many days did it take to make? I looked up at the sound of the door opening. A smile. Ooh, that was such a dyslexic moment. A slim woman stepped outside. She's adorable. Could you please make it brief? Your 15-year-old son was also in a short film for a very short role. Oh no. Take a guess at which role? So my son was in a play and someone had the role of literally a cat that made one sound. So I'm gonna go with a cat. That'd be fun. Was it the murderer? Of course. Thank you so much. Let's see first. If you don't mind, could you please go over your impression of Tsunemori and Hachisuka from when they were your students 10 years ago? Did either of them ever cause any issues in class they had with you?
しょっちゅう暴力沙汰を起こしていましたけど。
The opposite of the murderer?
特に。
Oh, that's a great thing. What's the opposite of the murderer? Either the victim or the person who solves it. Or Final Girl, if it's that kind of horror movie. Right? It's like the opposite of L is light. Am I right about this? Tsunemori was always involved in some violent scuffle or another. Sorry for joking around. No, the dead body. Oh, just the dead body. That works too. Not my son's role, but there was a dead body in one of the school plays. It was like a bunch of, he goes to an art high school. So it was a bunch of kid-produced plays. So all the stories were written by the kids, and they all acted them out. And one of the kids did play a dead body. Like, you get to watch them fall to the ground. So they were alive for like 2 seconds, and then they fell down dead. And then they just had to lay there for the rest of the play. Tsunemori was always involved in some sort of violent scuffle or another, but that was all. I see. Had he signaled out any individuals or individuals for bullying of some sort? Hachisuka was a good example for the whole class. Thanks to his efforts, not one child was ever singled out. Hachisuka was such a good child. He truly was. You sound like you're trying to convince yourself of that. Wow, Shiraishi, I told you to be quiet. Hilarious. K was just inherited a 5 million fortune. Oh, so like Glass Onion style is what it sounds like a little bit. I see. That sounds like fun. Are you guys planning on uploading it somewhere, or is it just going to be for the school thing? Because you guys could do it. People would watch it. You could make a trailer. It's always hilarious when someone's found dead. It's like comedic gold. So that play specifically from the thing was a haunted house, and they were looking for their friend, and then they found their friend dead, and then they're like, oh, they're just playing dead, and they're like, right? And that's how it kind of progressed from there. It's a really good school. It's not a very big school either, but he really enjoys it. He went there because he wanted to do acting, but he's very stage shy, so he's leaning more to art, which is what he's really good at. I think I've said this before, the art, that little bunny over there, he drew that bunny girl. He drew all the art on my channel. They do not, well, okay, so they don't solve the murder in the play. In fact, they also end up getting killed. I would picture it kind of like House of a Thousand Corpses. Everybody dies, and they go through the thing, they try to leave, but they get like dragged back before they can leave. It was only like a 5-minute play because there was like 5 or 6 plays all together. So that one was like a 5-minute one where they find the kid, they leave at first thinking he's pretending to be dead, find him again and he's still dead, and they're like, okay, he's dead. Shiraishi, did I or did I not ask you not to interrupt? I didn't mean to, honestly, but I kind of just can't now. In that one specifically, in that play, my son wasn't in that one. It was the dead body, and 2 characters. I'm pretty sure one was non-binary. At least one of them was non-binary. And then you didn't really get to see the bad guys. There was like 4 of them that came out and basically dragged the people off the stage. So it was done with like red light on the stage as well. So it was a really, really spooky lighting they had. It was a really fun one. I didn't mean to, honest, but I kind of just can't now. I said that already. That's not an excuse.
元教え子について話してるだけなのに顔が緊張で怖い。
She's talking about a former student, but her face is as stiff as a board.
特に八塚くんの話に及んだ時は変化が一番顕著に現れた。
There was a few really good put together ones. The one my son was in, he played a doctor in one of the plays, and then he did the narrator's voice for the final story. So they had some really nice ones put together. There were some really funny moments in all of them. It got especially pronounced when she started to talk about
あ
Hachisuka.
なたは八塚くんが苦手だった。いや、恐れていた。
You weren't very fond of him, were you? No, you were afraid of him. Ooh, her eyebrows
彼
furrowed.
に何か言われたんですか？ああ、それともフリースクールを辞めた原因が彼だったりします？
Did he make demands of you? Or let me guess, he was the reason you quit your job at the free school midterm.
あなた
No.
は10年前自ら退職願いを出してフリースクールを辞めている。
10 years ago, you submitted your resignation to the
経
school.
歴を見る限り当時は家庭や環境の変化、体調不良などの一般的な退職理由はない。
Alright, so in your story, Kay reads the letter of inheritance, and in the very next scene, guess what happens? He's dead. Dead instantly. Just like, I got monies, and then I'm dead. That's what I'm gonna go with. Looking at your personal records, you didn't have any health problems or private issues at the
受け
time.
持っていたクラスで何かあったんですか？あなたが精神的に追い詰められるような何かが。
There wasn't something going on in your class, something that stressed you to the breaking
例え
point.
ば、本当はいじめが横行していた主犯格が八塚くんであなたがターゲットとかね。
Okay, so literally right after that scene, Kai's found... Kay? Is it Kay or Kai? I'm so sorry. Literally found face down. Giant booty stuck out laid in bed. The weapon was the letter opener knife. Ooh. Have you watched Clue, the movie? That kind of gives me those kind of vibes. Like, who did it? Another whodunit. That's exciting. I'm loving the way this story is laid out. All right. Like say bullying was actually rampant. Bullying on you, orchestrated by Hachisuka.
違います。そんなもの全部憶測じゃないですか。
That isn't it at all. You're just speculating.
そうですか？あなたの反応を見る限り確信じゃなくともいい線いってると思いますよ。
We had to give some irony, you know, since the letter was there, the letter opener knife made for irony. And yeah, the letter opener was stabbed in the back. I was going to say it was going to turn out to be like he wasn't murdered at all and he just fell on it. But I don't think you could. Well, I mean, you could fall backwards. You could. That's fun. Am I giving your responses even if I'm off on the detail? I seem to be pretty close to the truth.
もう相手はとっくに死んでるんですし、遠慮する必要なんてないじゃないですか。
Anyways, Hachisuka's dead now. What logical reason could you have to keep up your
俺も
pretense?
暇じゃないのでさっさと話してください。あなたと八塚くんの本当の関係を。
I'm a busy man, so hurry up and talk already. What was there really between you and Hachisuka? I'm sorry, but you're a real person in this story. Dressed up with cat ears, telling this woman to like fess up. Shiraishi, don't be so...
だって仕方ないじゃない。ああするしかなかった。
What did you expect me to do? I had no choice. I had to.
できることなら止めたかった。でもそれができなかったから。
If I could have stopped him, I would have. Believe me, I would have, but I couldn't. That's why... Miss Takechi?
失礼します。
I have to go. Wait, Miss Takashi. That's not her name. That there's no S in there. I hurriedly reached out to stop her, but she slammed the door in my face. Dun dun. Shiraishi, why did you barrage that poor woman with questions like that. She just lost 2 of her old students to terrible deaths. She's grieving. If she wanted, she could have told us to go away, but she was kind enough to come out and listen.
そうだね。君がいい人そうなおかげで、幾分か彼女の警戒心は解けた。
Yep, exactly. That you seem like a nice person did a nice job of getting her to lower her guard. My goodness. Nothing like a murder mystery with a big butt corpse and a literal fake knife in the back. And us 4 were suspects because we all wanted to kill off Kaden. Gorgeous. I like the phrase a lot, like just big butt corpse. That's it. Solid.
だから俺も俺のやり方で彼女から話を聞き出せたわけだ。
That's why my method of questioning was effective in prying some new information
あ
out
ん
of
な風
her.
に相手を追い込んで欲しい情報を吐かせる手法をアクティブフェーズって言ってね。
Pressuring a subject with a rapid-fire aggressive questions to intimidate them into giving you information. The information you want is active phrase questioning. Japanese physician and author Takeru Kaido uses this turn of phrase in his writing. It refers to a person poking at their opponent's thoughts to coerce an answer from them.
俺の上等手段なんだ。覚えておいて。
It's my go-to questioning method. Remember it. It was like that as our dead K was face down. The rest of the back was flat, and the bum was like speed hump. Gorgeous. Perfect. That's the cover for the movie poster. I thought you said you hated interrogation.
苦手は苦手だよ。人間ほど面倒な生き物はいないからさ。
I do hate it. No living creature is as annoying and frustrating as a human.
まあでも、わざわざ君についてきた甲斐はあったかな。
Still, I guess I did get enough to make following out here worth it.
彼女の様子から殺されたハチスカが資料にあるような優等生だったかは怪しくなってきた。
Given her reactions, I'm starting to wonder how accurate all the past records that referred to Hachisuka as a perfect student
ハ
were.
チスカには何かある。この事件で腑に落ちない点があるのは資料のヒントで分かってたでしょ。
There was more going on with him than we knew. Of course, we knew that from the hints I added to the reports I gave you, right? I thought back to the report of September and October's cases, remembering the margin notes. He was right. Something had struck me as often when I read that.
君もこの事件に少なからず興味を抱いた。だから聞き込みにも積極的になってくれた。
Me like, oh my god. Oof, it's a sign I shouldn't be reading today. Like me, you were interested in this case. That made you want to seek new information.
そこまで役立たずじゃなくてよかったよ。情報を引き出せたのは君のおかげだ。
Glad you weren't as useless as advertised. I wouldn't have gotten as much without you there. In contrast to Shiraishi's bright mood, I felt nothing but sour aggravation. You couldn't have done this without me. To be blunt, I don't find that complimentary at all. All you're doing is trying to satisfy your own personal sense of curiosity about this case. To have your little fun, you have no qualms saying painful things to people. Your words hurt them, and you don't even care.
もう相手はとっくに死んでるんですし、遠慮する必要なんてないじゃないですか。
I don't like reading flashbacks. Doesn't that make you feel bad at all? All 4 of us had individual flashbacks where it shows first I'm the killer, second flashback it's Lisa, then Judy, and 4th Samantha, and now it's like which flashback is real? Ooh, are there context clues, like things in the scenes that kind of give you an idea of what could be real? Nope. Shiraishi shot back an instant answer.
痛む心なんて持ち合わせていないんだ。
Oh my goodness, sorry, but I'm no bleeding heart. My conscience doesn't get in the way when I don't want it to.
というかさ、君は
God. Are you sure you aren't just being overly touchy over what is, in the end, a stranger's problem?
あれ、言い返してこないの。
Aren't you going to retaliate? I understand that it's important for an officer to be able to handle things with objectivity, but that is no justification for causing others completely unnecessary pain and trauma. Even if you hadn't done what you did, don't you think you could have gotten the same answer if we had just taken the time to earn her trust?
歩み寄る時間を割けば必ず有益な情報が聞き出せるってわけでもないでしょ?
There's no guarantee that the information you would get would be worth the time spent. It may seem like the long way around to you, but that's the way I want to take.
それは君の自己満足だよね。
Isn't that just personal gratification? Good gracious. It was more like we were trying to blame it on each other, having these flashbacks, but Kai did have to die 4 times. Sometimes you have to die 4 times. That's fair. That's totally fair.
ただでさえ時間がないこの状況下で遠回りしてる場合じゃないでしょ?
We're short on time as it is. We don't have the luxury of taking the long
事
way.
実、彼女に揺さぶりをかけたことで有益な情報が引き出せた。それで事件解決に近づくなら万々歳だ。
And in fact, shaking that woman down yielded useful information in a minimal amount of time. If those clues help solve the case, all the better.
そのために誰かがちょっと傷ついたところで、それは必要な犠牲だったってことだよ。
Sometimes there's no other way than to cause a little pain. It's a necessary sacrifice. Sacrifice? We didn't feel bad for the dead body. I mean, all 4 of us. Was our favorite scene to shoot, literally backstabbing Kai. It sounds mean when you say it, but yeah, my favorite part was when I get to stab somebody in the back. That's the best. I can't condone any methods that approve of sacrificing the sacrifice of innocence.
君さ、そんな綺麗事で世界を救う勇者気取りでもしたいの?
Man, Shiraishi, I thought you were like the chill guy, and now you're like doing a 180 and acting angry and mean. Are you a knight in shining armor who will save the world with ideals and platitudes now? Life isn't that pretty or that nice. Be honest, wouldn't you play the killer if you were in it? I don't know. I mean, it depends on who the killer is. Like, it really just, like, the vibe, the vibes have to be right. Like, I like Jason. Jason's a good killer. But I don't think I could pull off a Freddy Krueger killer because he's far too, I don't know, almost humor silly, and I don't know if I could pull it off. I don't expect you to understand. It seems that the 2 of us look at the world in 2 very, very different ways. I will continue working with you. However, from now on, I will question witnesses on my own. Boy, you are so mean. You don't hide your dislike of me. You get mad when I tease. Simple reactions from a simple girl. Or at least I thought. But it seems you do have an ideal you value enough that you won't compromise it. Don't you? Nope. That's why I don't understand you in the least. And I don't understand you either. Oh, you sound like a creep. When someone puts something I don't understand in front of me, I try to figure it out. It's a good thing you aren't the stereotype you seem. That means I won't be bored. I don't have the first clue what goes on inside Shiraishi's cat-eared head. Just dealing with him is enough to exhaust me. Anyways, I'm going to visit an elderly lady who lives near here. See you later. Oh, I'll come with. Don't. Are you mad? Yes. Alright, I'll back off this time. Jason is good. Yes. I could go on like a full tier list. I love horror movies. Shiraishi sauntered off without a backwards glance. I'd told myself that since we had to cooperate to solve this case together, I would just have to let certain things slide, but I never expected that the two of us would view things this differently. I'll have to go back and visit Miss Takechu to apologize to her later. Deciding I'd loitered long enough, I started walking again. Then, a text from who? Are you free this evening? If it is convenient, I would like to speak with you about the coalition. Coalition, oh yeah, come to think of it. Did I give Erica my information? Erica? Yeah, she said, I'm going to have you join the coalition. Since your son also is in art school, you might have noticed the boys tend to get sharper end of the stick, literally, in stage plays and stuff. He's so my kid is, it's ridiculous. He's really smart and he just hates doing schoolwork. So like he'll fight you the whole way through and they'll get an A and I'm all like but as far as like art goes, he's been an artist his whole life, which is part of the reason we went to the art high school. He wanted to do stage, like I said, but he doesn't do it as much. So we'll see if he continues on, because he did enjoy doing the plays this year, but he didn't end up doing any of the other stuff they had throughout the year before that. He basically did the plays because a lot of his friends were in it, and he was filling in some gaps that they had. But he's a great artist, and like he just doesn't want to do art at the same time. Other kid actors? Oh, wow. That's super cool. I would not call my child a kid actor, but that's really cool. That's good to have other people with similar experiences around. This is a chance to get some inside information from the station. I better go. Plus, I can probably nonchalantly ask Mukai to tell me about Shiraishi. Yeah, I have time. Wanting a chance to vent my pent-up frustration and confusion, I sent a text accepting her offer. Wonderful. Let's meet at 7 p.m. There's someone I'd like you to meet. Someone she wants me to meet? I wonder who. I remember the coalition. A coalition of police officers that only the chosen are permitted to join? Visions of secret meetings held in smoky back rooms of old restaurants danced in my head. Maybe I'll be able to meet people I otherwise wouldn't be, like someone of the top brass. All 9 of them have done over 15 roles, including short film, stage, TV, ads. That's really cool. It's really crazy, right? Because I think about there's I don't know if you know Simply Nailogical, but when she was a kid, she was like a child actress. She didn't do like a lot. She did some commercials and she did like one like film. But I remember the commercial she was in when I was a kid because she did like the Furby commercial or something like that. And I was like, oh man, I remember this commercial. So, that's the starting point, and then they go from there. So that's really cool. 15 plus roles, and guess what? Ooh, guess what? I'm not good at guessing. I'll have to be on my best behavior. Ooh, we're in Shinjuku Station. I returned to the precinct, finished some chores, and made my way to the train station. Shigawara? Hoshino? Oh my, you two already know each other? Yeah, let me guess. This is the person that you wanted me to meet. Yes, how splendid. The fact that you two already know each other must mean that this was fated. I glanced down and it the way my chat block is broken, it's like has 12 plus death is all I read. I was like, I'm sorry, what? 5 boys all have 12 plus death scenes. So like that's going to be their thing. They're just going to constantly play people that are about to die. So then that means they can be in all the slasher films when they get older. Mukai told me there was a girl looking to join the Shiraishi bashing coalition. That's you? Bashing? That wasn't the most pleasant sounding name, and if I had heard right, Shigorata had said Shiraishi too. I will give you the details once we have reached our destination. Come, ladies, follow me. This was not what I had envisioned at all. We we might still go to a restaurant. Convincing myself of just that, I followed after Mukai and Shigawara. And so... Oh, I don't think I've seen this bar. Oh, maybe I have seen this bar, actually. We arrived at the dive bar that Seiki and I hit up all the time. Okay, I was going to say, I think I recognized it. It's not just them as a general rule. It is an on-screen death scene. Usually a boy is killed off in horror slashers crimes. Oh. On-screen death scenes usually is a boy is killed off. I don't know if I've ever heard that statistically, but that's an interesting sentence. That's a good point. With the 4 girls, none of them have done any death scenes, which is awesome. Girl power. I mean, okay, you say they haven't done any death scenes, but are they the murderers? Because percentage-wise, women are not given the opportunity to murder as much. We internalize. So I feel like if there were all the killers in these scenes instead, I would totally be down. We arrived at the dive bar. Now then, let's drink. The server led us to a standard booth and Mukai promptly grabbed the alcoholic beverage menu. What's wrong, Hoshino? You look kind of spaced out. I'm okay. This just isn't what I expected. It's surprising to think that Mukai comes to a place like this to go drinking. Don't let her looks fool you. She is Shiraishi's subordinate, you know. What's that supposed to mean? Tonight I will have sake. What do you two care to have? Mukai pointed at the sake brand on the menu, one with quite a high alcohol content. I expected her to be the type who drinks fine wine at classy bars. This is so totally different. What'll you have, Hoshino? Just an orange cassis for me. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever seen that word before. Come on, you're gonna be a teetotaler? Oh well. Let's put our order in. Are you two alright with edamame and chicken wings for appetizers? All good to me. Many times, 5 of the boys in the group have been killed off by the 4 girls. Nice! There we go. That is the power I want. Edamame and chicken wings. The mental image I had of Mukai is crumbling every second. Shigawara didn't blink. She must have known. Alright, let's move on with our agenda. Miss Hoshino, I shall now tell you about our coalition. Right. The Shiraishi Bashing Coalition's mission is in its name. We exist to bash Shiraishi. We have many sympathizers among the station staff, but most refuse the invitation to join. He is kind of high up in the ranks. Most people probably don't want to rock the boat. So, with school plays and many horror shorts, us boy moms are used to seeing our boys being horror fodder. Killed off in many ways. I mean, sometimes somebody has to die. In theater especially, death is prominent in theater. It's a great way to get people's attention, so it's fair. I am the chairwoman of this coalition, and Shigawara is the vice chairwoman. We are unfortunately the only 2 members. However, upon meeting you yesterday, I affirmed that you have the qualities needed to join us. The qualities in question are a burning hatred of director Shiraishi. That is all.
主な活動としてはこうやって集まって白石さんについての鬱憤を晴らすだけなんだけどね。
Our major activities is getting together like this, drinking and blowing off steam by putting Shiraishi on blast, and that's about it.
桜川さん、私は会長として。
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Oh no, I was trying to do this. Oh, I didn't read it. I was too excited. Shiraishi, you mustn't forget that as chairwoman, I stand up against the director every day. So yeah, that's pretty much how this is. Well, you interested? Sign me up. Bruh. I didn't expect to get such a wonderful answer from you so quickly. Well, actually, I kind of just had an incident with Shiraishi earlier today. It really drove home the idea that the two of us just won't ever get along. We can't. From what we've seen, there isn't a single person on this planet who can get along with him. I feel like a girl's death can't be used as a comedic thing, but the boy's death can be comedic, entertaining, and horror dark comedies. That's hard to say. I feel like that's not fair, but I can see where it's easier. Even the play you mentioned, it was a random boy dead, and that was kind of hilarious. We're literally discussing movie philosophy. We should be film critics. I criticize films all the time. I play a game when I watch a movie, which is I'm going to guess the end of this movie before it happens. I was told it has to do with the fact that I'm ADHD, though, according to the internet. But I do it every time. All right. The director is devoid of cooperative spirit. In fact, everything he does seems designed to rub people the wrong way. Yeah, that's right. That sure was enthusiastic. Looked like you already had your fill of him. Miss Hoshino passes our requirements with flying colors. Let us now celebrate her induction. Ladies, here are your drink orders. We of the Shiraishi Bashing Coalition hereby raise our glasses in a toast to our newest member. With our drinks finally here, we each took up our glasses and... Kanpai! I never expected to get asked to something like this thanks to Shiraishi, but I bet these two would tell me all kinds of things about him. You gotta unwind somehow after dealing with him. Drinking. Definitely more entertaining to watch the boys get killed. I'd much rather killer female characters and female baddies. I wouldn't mind the dead dudes. Call me sexist, but badass ladies rule. I think I love, oh goodness, Red Sonja. She's got a knife. She's got a sword. She's pretty badass, so I can feel that. I think that's a very accurate statement. All right. That thought made me feel better. Then Mukai finished her drink, banged down her cup. The director was his aggravatingly infuriating self again today. Oh, I'm sure. What did he do this time? He left in the middle of the day even. He dumped a ceiling-high stack of paperwork on my desk and walked out without a shred of guilt. He left? Did he say why? It was some incomprehensible excuse about needing to look after a cat he was anxious about. I'm the cat. A cat? Did he finally adopt one? Who knows? I don't know. Nor do I care to know anything about his private life. 17 rolls, including the one we did. Never made it out alive in 17. roles. And in all 17, it was a killer lady. This is a new trend I could get behind. A cat. Because that had been me, it was totally you. When I texted him that I was going out on legwork, he did say he finished up early to join me. Though I wasn't exactly sure how I felt being called a cat. It was certainly something he'd do. So, why do you hate Shiraishi so much, Shigawara? I turned to her, hoping to change the subject. I got to know Mukai because we'd run into each other at crime scenes. After a while, I started dropping by to visit her in the office. But then one day...
君って肉が大好物なんだよね。よかったらこれ食べてよ。
Hey, you seem like a person who enjoys meat. This was left over. You can have it if you want.
いいんですか？それじゃ遠慮なくいただきます。
Huh? Really? Well, if it's just gonna go to waste, sure, I'll take it. Thanks.
これこの味。納豆？
What? This is not natto.
当たり。納豆で作ったなんちゃってハンバーグでした。
Yep, it's a fake hamburger patty made out of natto. Gotcha. Why you?
向井さんとの話から察するに、君って納豆がものすごく嫌いでしょ?
Why, Shiraishi? Why? Given what I gleaned from Mukai, you hate natto more than just about any other food,
普段ク
right?
ールな子が大嫌いなものを口にしたらどんな反応をするのか実験してみたくてさ。
It's a very nice trend. I like it.
今どんな気持ち?
I wanted to experiment and see what would happen when a normally stoic woman unexpectedly tasted the thing she hated. Well, how do you feel?
そんな理由でこんなことしたわけ?
Is that why you did this?
さすがの君も涙目か。納豆をたんまり練り込んだ甲斐があった。
You're almost on the verge of tears. Making that patty pure natto was worth it.
てなことがあってね。もう絶対生涯こいつを許さないって決めた。
He seriously did that to me. He's now a sworn enemy until I die. It's funny because in reality, women are far more caring and loving. Would be the opposite in real life. True. It's true. Just based on general statistics, it's true. Grudges over food always last the longest. I admit I was dumb for falling for that. I was so young and innocent back then. She's staring off into the distance. He even bragged about he had a pro chef to puree the natto and bind it into a patty shape so no one could even tell. He went that far? That's no experiment. That's just an elaborate and mean-spirited prank. I pitied the chef who made cook the patty too. Even just thinking about it still makes my blood boil. I can guess how smug he looked when it happened. You bet. And get this, even though we see each other at crime scenes all the damn time, he still doesn't remember my name. I know, isn't that horrible? He doesn't remember my name either. You too? At first I thought he was just disrespecting me because I'm a woman. But if I'm not the only one, first off, to be clear, I'm also a woman, so it could still be because you're a woman. But I'm not the only one. I guess it's just default for him to disrespect everyone. He told me that he'd only use his brain to remember my name if it was necessary. I wouldn't put too much faith into that. This is Shiraishi we're talking about. True. If it is this bad, even for Shigawara, getting him to remember my name could be impossible. Deflating a little, I looked over at Mukai. Wait a minute, thinking about it, Shiraishi does remember your name, right? Of course, I taped a massive poster of it to the middle of his desk and forced him to read it out loud every morning. He eventually memorized it. Mukai, you're one strong woman. From my point of view, you two are being way too passive. If necessary, I suggest a good slap to the face or boot to the posterior. You go that far? I hear she really did kick him in the butt at least once. I attempted to, at least. He dodged at the last second. It was close. Seeing her grit her teeth and clench her fist, I could tell that had honestly frustrated her. The drinks continued to come, and the three of us got really into our conversation. A particularly brave young lady actually came and gave the director some Valentine's chocolates. Of course, he said he wasn't hungry and promptly threw them away on the spot. Can you believe it? If he was just going to throw them away, he could have simply not accepted them in the first place. Every year there's some poor, naive new girl who gets a crush like that. He's handsome for a jerk. True, but that's truly important. What's truly important is what's on the inside. After meeting him, I truly believe that. Hearing the things he says makes me want to lecture him on goodness and conscience. The booth next to ours had been quiet, but then I heard one of them fell to stifle laughter. Anamoto, not so loud. Things are getting interesting. Sigh, Shiraishi, I couldn't help it. Hearing that made me stiffen as a cold finger of dread slid down my spine. Shiraishi. I desperately hoped I'd misheard, but the voice had sounded all too familiar. But we can see the door from here. We would have seen them walk in. Unless they've been there since before we arrived. We'd been talking about Shiraishi the whole time. None of it had been flattering. What's wrong, ladies? Never you mind us. Please continue. I felt the blood drain from my face as Shiraishi peeked over the booth divider. Hell, could this be any worse? Though Shigorara looked distinctively uncomfortable, Mukai hadn't budged an inch. Oh, director, you're here. I hadn't noticed. We're having a little meeting of our own when we heard some familiar voices. That was a fun conversation you three were having. Really? Shamelessly eavesdropping on a lady's conversation? You haven't a shred of dignity. You're a lady? Since when? As far as I know, ladies don't try to burn their superiors. Given my superior, it can't be helped. If you don't want to be bad-mouthed, don't be you. The back and forth between Shiraishi and Mukai was so frigid that just listening to them made me shiver. Shiraishi has a smile on his face, but I wonder what he's really feeling right now. It's scary not knowing how to read a person. That's enough, Shiraishi. Probably tired of their antics, Yanagi got up and came over, Anamoto trailing behind. Yeah, bro. I mean, can you really blame him for saying some of that stuff? Those are some big words coming from you, Anamoto. I wasn't saying I agree with them. No, not me, Anamoto. Don't dump all the blame on me. Man, women can be scary. I mean, a bashing club? Seriously, even the name is mean.
私のネーミングセンスにケチをつけるとは。主任のお連れ様は私を苛立たせる素質をお持ちのようですわね。
You have a problem with the name I chose? I see the director's associates are just as shameful and vexing as he is himself.
いや、よく考えたらいいネーミングかもしんねえな。
Well, you know, now that I think about it, it's got a catchy ring to it. Yeah, uh-huh.
ああ、君も俺を撲滅したいんだ。じゃあどうぞ、撲滅してみせて。
Oh, so you want to bash me too? Now is it that it? Sure, go ahead. Bash me all you like.
やだな、白石さん。今のはジョークっすよ。
Huh? Come on, Shiraishi, that was just a joke. Yeah, a joke. That's all.
って面白くないですわ。あなた、お詫びに一発芸でも披露なさい。
And an exceptionally unfunny one at that. And an apology. You should perform a trick for us. As an apology, you should perform a trick for us.
一発芸か。いいね、それ。ちょっと爆発してみせて。
Oh, a trick. I like that idea. Anamoto, explode for us, would you?
爆発死ねと
Explode? You want me to die?
うるせえ。黙って酒も飲めないのかよ。
Shut up already. You're making my booze taste bad. I didn't even realize you were there. Annoyed and not trying to hide it, Sasaka walked up and kicked Anamoto in the shin.
暴力反対。いじめ良くない。
Yeah, no violence. No bullying. Bullying is bad.
俺はこんな茶番に付き合うほど暇じゃねえ。
Quit your shrieking, idiot. I'm not here for the show. I got work to do.
ならそれ白石さんに直接言えよ。俺に八つ当たりしやがって。このワカメ頭。
Tell that to Shiraishi. It's not my fault. He's just talking. Oh, he's just taking it all out on me. That seaweed head.
もっと親になさい。
There you go. That's the spirit. Keep it up. An argument preschoolers would be too mature for broke out between the two, Mukai egging them on.
いい年した大人が何やってんだか。
And they call themselves adults. Shaking her head in exasperation, Shigawara nonchalantly moved away from Shiraishi. Seems like the right time to escape. I followed, getting out of my seat and moving next to Yanagi. He seemed safer. I'm sorry about this, sir. Feeling awkward about the whole debacle, I bowed in apology. Yanagi shook his head, apologizing right back at me. So, you all came here for drinks too?
夕方に白石が事務所に来て、面白そうな話が聞けそうだから、居酒屋に行こうと誘われたんだ。
Shiraishi came to the office earlier and told us to come with him to the bar because there was a really interesting conversation we could hear.
一人で行けと言ったが、それだとカウンターに案内されるからと言って、疲れてな。
I told him he could go by himself, but he got stubborn about it, saying if he went alone, he'd get stuck sitting at the bar instead of a booth.
白石撲滅の会はかなりの確率でこの居酒屋を使うからね。
The Shiraishi bashing coalition can almost always be found at this bar, you know. I slowly looked to my side, just in time to see Shiraishi, glass in hand, plunk down next to me. Why does he have to sit next to
今
me?
日の向井さんだいぶ切れてたし、この時間ここで開催される可能性は限りなく 100% に近かった。
And Mukai was in a really foul mood today, given that it was 100% certainty she would hold a meeting here
だか
tonight.
らこうして待ち構えてたら案の定君たちが来てくれたってわけ。
So I came here early and settled in to wait, and just as I expected, you all showed
お
up.
かげで面白い話が聞けたよ。君が俺のことをどう思ってるかよくわかった。
I got to hear a really interesting conversation out of the deal too. Now I have a very clear idea just what you think of me. I was too scared to look at Shiraishi, but with him sitting next to me, I had no easy way to escape. This is so awkward. Desperate for help, I looked over to Yanagi and begged for him to say something, anything. Oh right, Yanagi isn't a talkative person.
そわそわしちゃってそんなに怯えることないのに。
Look at you fidget. You don't have to be scared. Nothing will happen. Easier said than done. My throat felt dry. As a desert, I grabbed the glass in front of me and chugged it. Bugged by him staring at me, I didn't taste it. Downing the last drop, I slammed the glass on the counter.
あのさ、
Hey, yes?
それ俺のだけど、ずいぶんいい飲みっぷりだったね。
That was my drink, you know, you chugged it like a pro. I looked back at the counter. He was right. Next to the empty glass was my half-drunk soda.
似たような色してたから間違えちゃったんだね。これ度数強めだけど、君お酒強いの？
They are both similar colors. I guess you just got flustered. Mine's pretty strong, though. I'm sorry. Still confused about what just had happened. I tried to smooth over things somehow, but suddenly my face flushed with heat and my eyelids felt like they were being weighed with stones. Dear God. Then the world began to spin.
星野大丈夫か？
Oshino, are you okay? Yes, sir. And I died. Tingly, floaty, warmth spread through my body. What was I doing again? Is someone petting my hair? I wonder who it is. It felt nice.
こうしてると。
You're almost like a real cat like this. Oh, right, cats. Wait, cats! My eyes flew open.
あ、起きちゃった。
Ah, you're up. What was going on? I was lying down and my head was in Shirashi's lap. It seemed like he was petting my hair.
状況が
Where
飲み込めてな
are
いみたい
you
だね。
laying?
君、俺の酒を飲んで眠っちゃったんだよ。
Having trouble absorbing the situation, basically you chugged my drink and
急
passed
性の
out.
症状じゃなさそうだったし、疲れが溜まってたんじゃない？爆睡してたよ。
It didn't seem like any sudden onset illness. I guess you were just tired. You slept like a log. I'm
い
sorry.
いよ、気にしないで。おかげで君の寝顔をじっくり観察できたから。
It's okay. Don't worry about it. It was a great chance to observe you sleeping. These sentences are not okay. So you're observing me even
頭
now.
撫でられるの気持ちよかった？口元がひにゃーって緩んでたよ。
Did it feel good having someone pet your head? You had a teeny little smile on your face. You just imagined it. I'm very sorry that I caused you trouble. I'm fine now,
ああ、
thank
無
you.
理に起き上がらないで、じっとしてて。
You shouldn't get up just yet. Hold on.
君のことは俺がちゃんと家まで送り届けてあげるから。
Don't worry, I'll make sure to take you back to your place safe and sound. Huh? On the surface, that seemed like a kind offer, but leaving myself in Shirashi's care. If I need help, I'll ask Shigawara or Mukai to walk me
向
home.
井さんなら鑑識の子に連れて行かれたよ。彼女酔うと誰彼構わず抱きつく癖があるんだよね。
Mukai is long gone. The other woman took her home. She has a bad habit of glomping onto anyone she sees when she's drunk, you know. It didn't seem like she was drunk, but I guess she just hides it well. With neither of my two lifelines present, it got that much harder to turn his offer down. But I said all those insulting things about him, not knowing he was there. I can't face him.
いいことをしてあげようか。君のこと、最初は鑑識の子が介抱しようとしてた。
Here, let me tell you something funny. That other woman tried to take you with her.
襟元くつろげようとしてたから、俺が介抱するって止めたんだよ。
She tried to open the top button of your shirt to let you breathe, so I said I'd take you
俺が止
instead.
めなかったら、首は見られちゃってたかもね。
If I hadn't stepped up and stopped her, she might have seen your collar. Dun 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 dun. I gulped. She stared down at me,
それ
smiling
でも
widely.
向井さんは俺に任せるの渋ってさ。
Mukai really didn't like that idea and said
だ
so.
から首筋には俺がつけた跡があるんだけど見たいのって聞いたらなんとか引いてくれたよ。
So I asked her if she really wanted to see the mark I'd left on your neck that badly. After that, both of them left quietly. The what? You left?
他にう
Where?
まい言い訳が思いつかなかったんだよ。俺なりに起点を聞かせたつもりなんだけどな。
I couldn't come up with anything else off the top of my head. I think that was a pretty clever one. He's lying. He has to be. Someone as quick-witted and glib as he could come up with a dozen bland excuses easily.
むすっとしちゃって。君って本当に俺が嫌いなんだね。
Now you're sulking. You really do hate me, don't
白
you?
石タクシーが来たぞ。
Shiraishi, taxi's here.
ああ、お迎えが来ちゃったか。残念。
Your ride arrived. That's too bad. Can you stand? I'm fine. I felt wobbly, but I stood up. I know he could have come up with a better way to deflect attention from my collar, but that doesn't change the fact that he helped. Acknowledging that was a bitter pill, but I swallowed it, turning to him I bowed. Thank you for your help. Shiraishi?
お礼を言われるとは思わなかったから、ちょっと驚いちゃって。
Sorry, I didn't expect you to thank me. You caught me off guard.
そっか。こういうことでいいんだね。
So that's how it goes. Interesting. Huh?
いや、なんでもないよ。じゃあ、行こう。
Nothing. Anyways, shall we go? I was half afraid that he would needle me again as we got into the taxi, but he didn't. Instead, it looked like he was mulling something over. The whole trip back to the place passed in silence.
じゃあ、また明日。
See you tomorrow. Thank you. Good night. I watched the taxi carrying him drive off, letting a long sigh of relief escape as it vanished from sight. Do I really have to see him tomorrow? Feeling miserable, I opened my front door and shuffled inside. Is Kageyuki there? Suddenly, I feel exhausted. It seemed like ever since I met Shiraishi, those waves of exhaustion had become all too common. He acted completely normal at the bar. He can't have forgotten how we argued earlier today, can he? Wait, is Shiraishi... Yeah, he totally can. Common sense was an alien concept to him. There was no telling what he thought. He's always has this I know something you don't smile on his face. It's hard to read him. Halfway through my sigh, my phone buzzed. I peeked at the screen, afraid of what I'd see. It's just Seiki. I felt a bit disappointed there for a second. I was honestly scared it was from Shiraishi. Hello?
今飲んでるんだけどさ、一人だと味気なくて。お前も来ないか?
Oh, Seiki. Hoshino, I'm out drinking right now, but it's kind of awkward being alone. Want to join me? Oh, sorry. I just got back from drinking at our usual bar.
なんだよ。飲みに行くなら俺を誘ってくれよ。
What? Hey, that's no fair. Why didn't you invite me? It was a ladies' night out this time, though we had unexpected visitors drop in on us.
ま、女同士の方が気兼ねなく語り合えることもあるか。
Oh, well, I guess it's nice for you to have a chance to hang out and gossip with other ladies. Yeah, I feel a lot better for it, I think.
それならよかった。このところ立て続けに事件が起こってるだろ。特防も通報だらけで疲れてるだろうと思ってさ。
Good to hear, good to hear. We've had so many incidents lately, you know. SRCPO has to be getting flooded with phone calls. It can't be any easier for you. I bet you're getting dispatched all over.
でも元気そうで安心したよ。お互い大変だけど頑張ろうぜ。
Kinda, yeah. Still, I'm glad to hear you're okay. It's rough, but let's keep working hard. Thanks. Let's go out for drinks again sometime. Sure thing. See ya. Oh, Seiki. I hung up and after a second put my phone down on the table. Incident after incident, huh? I let my fingers drift across my collar. It was cold to the touch, hard. I have to do everything I can to solve the X-Day incident. I didn't have time. Here's the thing, right? Doesn't that just look like a normal necklace? I mean, I didn't have time to let Shiraishi mess with me. I guess the cat matches the buttons. I figure the focal point of the December X-Day cases would be me and my collar. The letter sent to me had spoken of X-Day. The coin found at the scene matched Adonis's, but it wasn't me. Yesterday and now today, incident after incident. What the heck is Adonis even thinking? I have no clue. Side story. We're still in this first chapter. This is long. I realize you're enjoying a moment of melancholy, but mind if I interrupt? Would you go away if I said I did? So you do understand. I'm not used to this whole taking drunk girls home thing. It got me worn out. You volunteered, don't
そう
complain.
なんだけどさ、見守るとか気遣うとか、やっぱり面倒だね。
Yeah, but you know, trying to be protective and conscientious is a real pain in the butt.
それで、お前の目から見て、星野はどうだ？
Whatever. So from your point of view, how does Hoshino check out?
前科もないし、彼女は真っ白。首輪以外でアドニスとの接点も今のところ見つかってないよ。
Pure as the driven snow, no priors, no disciplinary problems. Aside from the collar, there's no connection between her and Adonis, except for the fact that her best friend is the leader of
星野がよ
Adonis.
りによって、お前と事件を追うと言い出したときは驚いたが。
I'll admit I was shocked when she told me she'd work this case with you of
お
all
前のこ
people.
とだ。星野を観察するために、それらしく取引でも持ちかけたんだろう。
But I know you. You went with her with some kind of deal so you could observe her better.
あたり。けど彼女に人は殺せそうもないな。
Ding dong ding. That's the correct answer. From what I've seen, she couldn't kill a
勘
fly.
違いでお酒飲んで倒れて無防備な姿さらすなんてずさんすぎるし。
Hell, she's so sloppy, she drinks the wrong drink and passes out right in front of
あれ
me.
が演技ならすごかったのに、素でやっちゃうなんてバカだよね。
If that was all an act, I'd be impressed, but it wasn't. She's just that stupid and naive.
そうだな。
You look like you're having
そう
fun.
見える。
Do I?
星野が貴重な観察対象なのはわかるが、お前がここまで興味を抱くとは。
I get that she's a rare specimen to you, but I never expected you to be intrigued by her. I'm
ほっ
surprised.
といたらうっかり殺されちゃいそうでしょ。ま、首輪をつけた犯人が本当に彼女を殺す気があるのか検証してみたい気もするけど。
If I let her be, she might get herself killed, though I almost want to experiment and see if the guy who collared her actually wants to kill her.
白石。
Shirashi?
やだな、気がするってだけだよ。実際にやったらさすがにアウトだし。
Almost one. Almost. Just almost. The price of failure is too high to consider it.
彼女とは仲良くしたいと思ってるんだ。だから俺なりにかなり気を使ってる。
I do want to get along with her, honest. I'm going out of my way to look after her, you
聞き込
know?
みの話を聞いた限り、気を使っているとは思えなかったが。
After what I heard about the stunt you pulled during the questioning, I very much doubt that.
あれね。俺はただ彼女に合わせて自分の意見を正直に言っただけなんだけど。
That? I just took a page from her book and expressed my honest opinion point
ご
blank.
機嫌取りした方がいいかな。どう思う？
You think I should have buttered her up instead?
それくらい自分で考えろ。
You can figure that out for yourself.
俺の代わりに考えてよ。
I don't wanna. You think
腐
for
れ
me.
縁のお前のためにそこまでする気力はない。
I may have to deal with you, but I don't have to like it, and I don't have to go that far for you.
柳君は俺と違った意味で冷めてるよね。なのに人望はある。俺とは大違い。
You know, Yanagi, you're a cold person too, but unlike me, you're actually
彼
popular.
女も柳君には懐いてるみたいだし。何がそんなに違うんだろう。
Even the little cat seems to like you. I wonder where the
居
difference
酒屋で
is.
星野たちの話を聞いていて、何も思わなかったのか？
What? Didn't the girls' conversation you were eavesdropping on make any impression on you?
特に彼女たちに嫌われても俺が生きていく上で一切支障はないからね。
No, why would it? Their opinion of me won't affect my life in any meaningful way at all.
でも俺が接し方を変えることで彼女の反応が変わるのか。試す価値はあるかも。
Changing the way I interact with her may change her reaction to me. It piques my curiosity enough that I just might experiment with that.
とりあえず何かあげて彼女がどう動くか観察してみようかな。
Perhaps I'll start by giving her gifts and observing how she
変なも
responds.
のを送りつけるような真似はするなよ。
If you feel like it, just don't give her anything weird, got
変
it?
なものって虫の死骸とかさすがに。あ、でもそれも面白そうだな。
By weird, do you mean things like dissected bugs? I wouldn't. Well, okay. That could be funny.
白石。
Shirashi.
わかってるよ、ちゃんとする。女性への気遣いっていうのやってあげればいいんでしょ。
Okay, okay. I'll pick more appropriate things. As long as I do the considerate thing, you're happy with it, right?
俺も遊んでばかりいられないしね。
Besides, I can't afford to fool around forever. We did it! Okay, we finished the chapter! Yay! Okay, we're gonna stop here because I need to go sleep. But anyways, we've started a new story. I have no clue how the chapter, like who you gets decided. I still don't know. I still don't know if I've just accidentally my way to not getting my boy, which is perfect because I want to save him for last. And this is the person I was going to go after. But how? What did I do? I don't know. I'm not really sure how I'm going to get Yanagi in the next story either because I didn't try for this one. It just happened. No, don't save over that. But anyways, I hope you have a lovely night. If you'd like to see the older Caller X Malice videos, you can find them on my YouTube channel. If you're on YouTube and you want to see my newer streams, you can visit me on Twitch. Have a great night. Bye.